Hello, everyone. It's me, Andrew. I'm here in my home in lovely Ligonier, Pennsylvania. Um, yeah, so this is going to be interesting. So StreamYard has some weird preset, so it may make this picture real little. Let me try some. So I'm gonna blink out the camera for a second so you don't get any unintentional crotch shots. Here you go. Sorry about this. All right. Whoa. Let's see. This is weird. And it did not, did it do? Let me see. Did that do it? Cinema layout done. That didn't do anything. You'd think that this is the first time that I ever did anything. And it kind of feels like that. William had mentioned yesterday that there was some weirdness going on with StreamYard. But I did not. Let me see. I'm going to pull up and hopefully I'm going to mute this out. I'm going to pull up Facebook to see how it looks on there. Because I can see on Instagram, and it's kind of this weird square within a square within a square. And it looks a mess. And I don't know what exactly we'll be able to see. If I can't figure this out, y'all. So if you're watching, oh, fun. If you're watching, let me know in the comments. And we'll go from there. I see Amanda's watching. All right. So, yeah, I don't know what's up with that. I really don't know. And I feel like I'm like, I guess it's not too bad, but it's doing some weird thing where it's like cropping it on the side. And let me see. That's not it. Sorry, y'all. What about that? Did that work? It doesn't look like it's working. Well, I don't know. We'll just go from here. It's this weird kind of square format. So hopefully you all enjoy the weird square format. I don't actually know how many people are going to watch, if it's going to be like this. I'm going to see if later, I think once we get off of the camera and all that, I'm going to talk to William about maybe trying to upgrade our account for StreamYard, and hopefully that will do something to help. But I don't know. Right now it seems weird, like it's this weird kind of tiny little box on my screen. And then I just pulled up Facebook and it's doing a square format instead of horizontal. It's or vertical. So I don't get it. Vanessa's watching. Hey Vanessa. Hopefully you all have been able to find this okay. And I don't actually know how he did it yesterday. Vanessa says, I like the format on YouTube right now. All right, I'm going to look on YouTube. Because I don't, on Facebook, it's kind of weird. And then, but I don't know. On Instagram, it's even smaller of a box than it used to be. Angel says, watching, glad you're here. Yeah, yesterday was a little bit hinky. I ended up staying at the cottage for a couple more hours last night. And I was watching when with the live yesterday. So I saw most of the gemstones. I had to walk out of the room a couple times, but for the most part, I saw last night. And the roads actually were not bad once we left. There had been several plow trucks that had went through and luckily had cleared up some stuff. So that was always good. Let's see. Hopefully I can get over here. You know what's so funny is that I'm trying to find our live right now and I can't find our own live. Oh, here it is. Let me see. So it's a weird square on YouTube. So I don't know what this is about. Y'all, I'm not the tech person. Let me try to exit out and exit back in. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. We'll just keep going. I don't know. I'll figure it out. If you can't see anything and you want to have better pictures, maybe we'll take pictures later and show or do something, figure something out. I don't know what we're doing with our whole lives. Donna's watching. Hey, Donna. It seems so unusual. And I know what they're probably trying to do is they're probably trying to force people into vertical format. The issue with that is that even though I'm like turning my camera around or my phone around, it's not auto filling the screen, and so it's kind of weird. And on my end, my viewfinder is very small, so it looks like it just has just my face. That says William had a problem with it last night. I don't have a problem with the vertical format. I wish I could get the vertical format. Right now, I'm getting the cropped version for myself. On StreamYard, it's like this. And then there are black bars on each side. On YouTube, on Facebook, and on Instagram, it's a little bit wider. So I guess that's good. But again, I can't really see what's happening. So I'm going to have the StreamYard going or the Instagram going off to the side as usual. And then I'm going to try to see about kind of using that as my viewfinder as opposed to using my viewfinder on my phone because I can actually see off on the sides. Dominion is watching. Howdy. Donna says, oh, that's not good. Well, it could be worse. We could maybe not be here at all. So this is nice that we're here. So I got a lot done today, or got a lot done last night. I didn't get as much done today. I was kind of feeling like I should take it easy. I've been pushing pretty hard. So I took today a little bit easier. Yesterday, I had my first meeting with my mentor through Cohorts Arts, and that is the program that I won a scholarship for. It's a year-long mentorship with Jen Wells. She's actually in the U.S. right now. Normally, she lives in Italy, But she's in the U.S. to teach some classes this month, and so hopefully I'll get to meet her in person before, because I'm going to be heading down to North Carolina next month, and there's a exhibition that she's putting on, and maybe I'm going to be able to make it. It's going to be at the Creative Metalsmiths Gallery, and I believe that's in Chapel Hill. Maybe I'm making that up, but I guess that's what the Google is for. But anyways, I got to meet her yesterday, and we chatted. I basically gave her kind of the summary of like who I am, and talked about some of the things that I wanted to achieve throughout the year. And it's going to be, I think it's going to be a good pairing, because I enjoyed yesterday a lot. I'm interested to see what we're going to actually do. Um, that's always, when there are these open-ended things, sometimes like your choose your own destiny kind of situation. It's always interesting to see how that will work, because it really does depend on how well you vibe with somebody else. And so far, so good, but only time will tell. But I am still gonna, we're still working on our goal to go to Italy at the end of the year. It culminates where all of the cohort members meet up with their mentor, and I believe there's 3 others in the cohort, and that's super exciting. I've been practicing on the Duolingo, and I'm getting to the part where it's getting a little bit more tricky. And I had to take a little bit of time off from practicing because I was at Aeromont for a week. So I did try to squeeze in a one lesson at least a day, and but one of the days I didn't quite make it, but that's all right. I still have a pretend 30-day streak. All right, I see a couple more folks have tuned in. Our neighbor Susie's watching. Hey, Susie. And Michelle's watching. Hey, Michelle. So, on other news, we're headed to North Carolina in just a few. Let me see if I can adjust this. Does that look reasonable? Because I don't know. Let's see. I'm looking on. There's a slight delay between what I see here on my viewfinder and what I can see on the Instagram. And so there you go. We're going to be heading to the Eastern Carolina University on Friday, and we're going to be taking part in the Material Topics Symposium. I'm really excited. I have a piece in one of the shows that's going to be up that weekend. I am fortunate enough to be in a community of metalsmiths and makers called the Allegheny Metals Collective. And they're really good about doing shows and exhibitions and getting, exposure out there for artists and creating opportunities for artists who work in metal in the area. So I'm going to be in a show with them. So I'm super excited about that. It's called the AMC Bunch. And I submitted one of my self-portrait brooches, one of the beaded ones. And I'm excited to see that because it's the first time that work has been shown, like shown. I kind of feel like the beaded ones didn't, like, people love them, and I think people were really excited about them, but they just didn't get the same kind of traction that some of the other ones did, unfortunately. So, and also it's time, it's all about timing, right? So depending on who is doing what and where, You just never know. So I'm gonna keep trying to show those because they're just hanging out in the studio right now. I stayed pretty late last night trying to get work done, but it was getting too cold, and it was just so chilly yesterday in the studio. And like I had my wig on and my hat and had this scarf wrapped around, and I had all these layers on, and it was still too cold. And I had like the heaters all around me. Um, and I just couldn't stay there any later last night. So I got some of the backgrounds for some enamels done. I also got some testing done with fusing gold primarily to different metals. And so if you're on our Patreon, I'm gonna update that probably tonight. I'm gonna try to update that tonight with some of my experiments and results, and I'm gonna try to keep going with that and really push that. Um, I see often in the comments people are asking how Michelle's doing with the fires out there. She says that she's doing much better here and the fires are going out. Well, that's great news. We're sending lots of positive energy out to you and everyone else who are affected by the fires. So it seems like we're always like, what natural disaster is it this week? But yeah, so we're sending out lots of positive energy to Michelle and anybody who's affected by the fire. A couple of people have asked us if we were doing anything to raise funds for the people who have been affected by the fires. And really, right now, I personally don't have the bandwidth to do any kind of organizing. So I'm going to go and check in and see with others if there's something that I can do to like help, but also not have to organize because that's a lot of work. And it just takes up more. Like, I just don't have very much time right now, unfortunately. I wish I could just all I could do is just like make stuff and like help people all day. Um, but the reality is that if I did that, then I would be gently crying when the power goes out. So anyways, oh, I see Cheryl's watching. She says hi there. I was just catching up on your post. Yeah, I posted today. I had some kind of it was just kind of like a catch-up day really for me. I did a lot of paperwork. So one of the other things that I'm involved with is I'm involved with this group called the Society of North American Goldsmiths, which they're not all goldsmiths, and so it's just contemporary jewelry and metalsmiths in general. And one of the things that they do is they have a program that's the Lifetime Achievement Award. And I've submitted a couple people in the past, but I really felt it was important to submit Betty Helen Longy. She is the co-author of Creative Metal Forming, and she worked with one of my metals mentors, Andrea, and Andrea was her production assistant for 30 years and was her friend and co-teacher. And I never got a chance to meet Betty before she went into the memory care. However, I feel as though I kind of know her through her work. And so I have a couple of her samples, and I definitely have her book, and I have some of her tools. I know that she has had such a lovely and rich legacy, and I hope that it gets honored. I kind of feel like there have been a couple losses in the beading world recently where there were some really important people who really pushed the envelope for beading and jewelry making and just general creativity. And because like for whatever reason they're I guess it's one of those things like if you don't have an extended support network or you don't have the systems in places, it's easy to get kind of forgotten. And like, I just found out yesterday that one of my friends had passed away, and it's been a month or so, and people only just realized it, um, because her family didn't tell anybody. So it's one of those things kind of where I don't want people to get lost, especially people who have given so much of themselves. And even though Betty Helen Longy is still alive, I do think it's important to honor her while it's still like possible. I mean, she's nonverbal, and is in a memory care home, so it's not like she can go to like the award ceremony. But at the same time, I would love to see her work kind of done in a retrospective style, and done it in a way that honors her, and hopefully kind of preserves that and makes it so that she's not forgotten. Um, yeah, so that's one of those things where I did that today. I kind of feel bad because my application for her as somebody to be recognized was not the strongest, because I don't personally know her. I did talk to Andrea today a little bit. And she's going through some stuff herself. It's one of those things where you have to be cognitive of your limitations and what you can and cannot do, and just do your best. So I'm just hoping that the people who are on the selection committee kind of understand her importance, and will honor that. So fingers crossed for that. I also got a chance to submit an application for a fellowship. Um, I had there's actually four schools on my kind of wish list. I had the folk school, and I had Penland, and I had Haystack, and then I added Pocosin because I won a scholarship last year through Pocosin, so I did that through the online. But I want to go in person. I hear it's really beautiful, and Jessica Calderwood is going to be teaching there this summer, and it would be really great if I got to see her. But um, I applied today to work with Everett Hoffman and Adam Atkinson, and I have taken classes with both of them in the past. I took a stone setting class with Everett at Touchstone. I took a chasing and repoussé class with Adam at Peters Valley, and then I just saw Adam this past week at Aeromont, because he's the metals coordinator for Pentaculum. And so that is one of those things where I really want to continue working with other artists, and deepening my knowledge. And I have a very untraditional kind of background as far as metalsmithing is concerned. So I've only recently been serious about that within the past 4 or 5 years. So it's kind of new, and I'm not in like a program that's like step by step. So I've been going to these craft schools to kind of fill in those knowledge gaps. And it's been really lovely. And I feel like I'm a better maker, and I also feel like I'm a better instructor because of those experiences. I don't know if y'all could tell or not, but hopefully so. And anyway, so I applied for that today, and I don't know if I'm going to get it. It's a really competitive program. There's only a few slots, and it's super competitive. Like, I applied last year and I didn't get it. So I don't know. Maybe I'll get it. Maybe that's a 2026 kind of goal. Um, I kind of feel like at some point, if I don't get it sooner rather than later, the ship may sail without me, and that'll have to be a dream for a different day kind of situation. But we'll see. I mean, you never know, right? I see Mary Jane's watching. Hi, Mary Jane. So I'm excited. Hopefully that works out. It'd be lovely to get to know Adam and Everett a little bit better. Um, and also kind of establish that peer network a little bit more. And it's supposed to be in a really beautiful place. So um, I'm excited. I was doing some research about the school after I saw the Joyce J. Scott show. One of the things that I noticed is that they had mentioned that she had met Art Smith, who was there, and both of them are really important Black artists. Art Smith is a jeweler or was a jeweler who primarily worked with metal and kind of like they call it the brutalist style, so kind of like softened geometry and a lot of kind of shapes and things like that. And so one of the cool things I noticed is that they were able to collaborate on some pieces. And Joyce J. Scott, she's mostly known for beading and particularly peyote stitch. And she just had a show at the Baltimore Museum of Art, and one of the pieces that was on exhibit was that. And I guess they had met while they were at Haystacks. So that's kind of why I'm one of the many reasons why I'm interested. And I think it's because I am interested in this idea of like community and collaboration and like how can we like boost each other up and how can we kind of like dream bigger, and I'm always interested in how we can bring what is kind of unique to ourselves and kind of add that to the soup's pot and see what we come out. So um fingers crossed that goes well. So if you missed the very beginning of this, I was kind of talking about how the format of this is a little bit different than normal. So if it's showing up as a square with black bars on either side, that's kind of why. I feel like StreamYard is moving towards doing all vertical. And I saw William last night was having issues with it and had to go live vertically last night. I couldn't get the camera to lock in place vertically. So here we are. So yeah. So how are y'all doing? Hopefully you all are doing well out there. If you're watching, say hello, say where you're tuning in from. Are you making anything? Today is the 15th of January. And let's see, what is the beat of the day? It's the gemstone one, I think. Excuse me. The keyboard is behind it. Let me put this in my lap so I'm not like doing some kind of weird turtleneck to y'all. All right. So hopefully all you've been good. I know some of you all, I hope all y'all who are up north are staying nice and warm and toasty. William, he went out today and got a haircut and got the oil change. He was super productive. He went to the cottage and did some shipping. So that was good. I'm like, let me fill out forms all day. Dennis says, I'm good. Had to go to the grocery shopping today. I'm working on Friday's project because I'm going to be gone part of tomorrow. That's good that you're able to plan ahead. I think that's always lovely. So today's prompt was use your favorite gemstone in your project today. I saw Lennis's today, and that looked really good. She had some ametrine, which was lovely. Um, for tomorrow, it's Let's Get Twisted. Use knotting or wire wrapping in your work today. I know some of y'all have been making them crochet necklaces, and those look really good. And technically, that would fit. And if I don't know if you're watching, I always love your wax linen projects, and you do some knotting with that. So hopefully you're feeling better as well. And then on Friday, it's heavy metal. Use an Allegory Gallery fine pewter piece in your work today. Well, hopefully y'all got some because it's too late. Um, not even Amazon can help you now. I mean, and even us, we're going to be out of town. We're leaving dark and early on Friday morning. So we're gonna have to like call upon the AG Bead Fam telephone tree and break up whatever weather, like a hammer, you know, send all that positive energy, break that up. Because I don't think I've got it in me to do another 14-hour day in the car. Um, at one point I was really, really tired and just like pulled over at a rest stop. And the rest stops are actually pretty terrible going in and out of them. Sometimes when it gets like super slushy, like they just like don't don't take care of them. So like I was on the side of the road and I just like had to close my eyes for a little bit because like I've been like white knuckle driving. It was super tense. I kind of told a story the other day about having, when I was at Aeromont, the main airport for Aeromont is Knoxville, which is an hour away, which is not too bad, but that's the main airport. And so people under normal situations and regular season programming, people are able to do ride shares and take a taxi or angel cab or whatever you call it, and it's no problem. So anyways, I had some folks and they told me that their cars had been canceled and they needed, a ride. And I have a minivan. So I was like, load up, we'll go in the morning. And so we would try to go. And I put the address into my GPS on my phone. And I'm like, all right, go. And so the main roads were mostly fine. And I was like, all right, this is not too bad. And then it said to turn, and I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. We get into what's this? And so this small road that we are going on, it wasn't like real small at that point, but it was smaller. It was getting a little bit slushy, and I was like, oh boy, I don't know about this. Where are we going? And one of the people was like, oh, it's fine. I came this way. It's fine. I was like, it's getting kind of scary. Look at that. I don't know. It's like one lane only up in here. And one of the people was like, oh, this is the way I came. It should be fine. So I get up and I get to a part. It's getting kind of twisty on the mountain time. Here she come going around the mountain. And I just couldn't go any further because the incline was just a little too steep. And our van, we have all season tires on it, but we don't have four-wheel drive on the van. Like Appa, our little car would have been fine. It could have drove all over that mountain, but the minivan, it just reached a point and it wouldn't go any further. And I probably could have pushed it a little bit further, like going, like backing up and trying to go into a less slushy area. But my fear was that we would get a little bit further and then we would get stuck and then we would really be stuck. Like we wouldn't have any options. So instead, we had to use a very precarious way of backing out There was no traffic because they were trying to tell people to, like, don't leave your house and stuff. So there's no traffic. So it wasn't like, a big concern if there were like all these cars going. But the problem was there weren't any cars going. And so there was accumulation and I just couldn't go. So I had to back up using the backup camera, and it's a fisheye lens. So it kind of distorts things a little bit, especially when you're trying to go and navigate this minivan on this curvy road in the snow, the ice. Somebody had to go to the bathroom. It was like a thing. And luckily, knock on wood, we were able to back up successfully and turn back onto the main road and successfully get back onto the highway. And it took a minute to get back onto the highway and then also then just take the highway. Because I think what it is like, I think they try to calculate like the shortest distance maybe. And in theory, that should be the fastest, right? The shortest. But I don't think they always take into account that sometimes you're going like 20 miles an hour. And like on the highway, maybe it's a mile or two longer, but you're going 80 miles an hour or not in the snow and the ice, but the speed limit is 70 as opposed to like 20. Because I've been in some situations where it's taking me the back behind, where I'm like, oh no. And here's the other thing: even though it's in like there like a little bit away is like super populated and there's lots of people. We're all brown in rural Tennessee, and I was like, I don't know who was gonna be out here. If we run into problems, it's gonna be interesting. Um, you know, that's one of those things that you kind of have to think about in the back of your mind. If you're, just for your own kind of well-being kind of situation. Anyways, so luckily we made it. I got to them in the airport. Everybody got on their planes and made it home. All right, but it was definitely an adventure. I see a couple folks have tuned in. Donna says, I already read that. Julie says, hello. Hey, Julie. Amanda says, we're starting a deep freeze over the next week as if it's not cold enough as it is. Julie says, you must have nerves of steel. My armpits were moist. They were damp. I was starting to sweat a little bit, but I was trying to play it cool because I didn't want them to freak out, because then if they started to freak out, then I would freak out. But I was like feeling a little bit nauseous because it was a little bit, it's tense. But we got back on the road and it was fine. It was just made for a really long day. And I got up at around 6 that day, and then I didn't get home until around 8. So it was a long day in the car. Normally, it only takes 7 to 8 hours. If you like stop and like look around and stuff, it takes longer. But it was a long day in the car. And for the most part, the roads on the highways were clear. I was getting towards Asheville a little bit, and it kind of got not as good. I think because of some of the storm damage. So that was not ideal. But as I got further north, like there were regular plow trucks and regular salt trucks, and so for that, it was fine. I was just pretty exhausted at that point. Donna says, Amanda, our local weatherman has mentioned 2 chances for snow next week. Still not a fan. Yeah, I drove through Alabama in the snow, and that was not my favorite. At one point, I had to pull over in Tuscaloosa. I'm probably saying that wrong. And we had to wait until it kind of thawed out a little bit because it was starting to get a little bit dangerous. So yeah, I think like driving in the South is a little bit harder. when there is severe weather like that, because they don't have like plow trucks and stuff, and they don't like salt the roads, um, and it is like I remember at one point I was headed to Tucson and I was driving with some other folks, and they started shutting down the highway. Like it was that severe that they were shutting down a major interstate because of the snow. And so we just kept pushing, trying to get ahead of the closures so that we wouldn't get stuck like randomly in somewhere in Oklahoma. Um, and so luckily we made it through the closures. However, then we got to Lubbock, Texas, and it was like the roads were like sheets of ice. And at one point, the person who was driving spun off the road, and we ended up in a ditch. Luckily, we were able to get it out of the ditch, but that was really nerve wracking. And then also, if you're going there, if you've ever like done a trade show, you may know about like how like your car is configured with all this stuff packed in. And so like I just remember when we were spinning out, just like seeing beads like flying. Luckily nothing that would hurt us or hurt the car or whatever, but yeah, that was pretty intense. So we ended up spending the night in Lubbock, Texas. Um, and getting the car out, but that was really stressful. And not and that year, not everybody had made it to Tucson, so there was like a car that had gotten in a ditch, and they just couldn't get it out because it was such a big thing, and with the road crews and all that, so they had to like do some weird thing where they were like camping nearby, and they're much sturdier than I am, but they're like, we have like over $1 million of product in this thing, and we can't just like abandon it on the highway. And so I was like, there's no way. I was like, I'm not gonna live on like go to the bathroom in a ditch. It's just not gonna happen. So, anyways, we're headed to ECU. The weather is supposed to warm up on Saturday. So I don't know how that's going to translate for weather on Friday. I'm just hoping that it's an easier drive. It started snowing, I think maybe yesterday afternoon, and so we got another 3 or 4 inches uh, today, and so like the van is like already covered in snow. Um, So Amanda says, I got stuck in my own driveway yesterday. Oh no. Hopefully you got it out okay. I guess if you get stuck in your own driveway, you can always like walk back to your house or whatever. Um I just don't like to be stuck where you don't have any options. That always makes me kind of nerve-wracked, I guess. Uh Amanda says, oh no, Donna, may as well send it up here. I won't notice. It's been snowing every day. What's a few more inches? Y'all can keep it. I'm not, I was like, Dad, I don't know about this. Why we live this way. Um, like I grew up in Florida, and we saw snow once in 1989, and it gently flurried, and maybe like some stuff froze a little bit, but it's not like this. And when I went to art school in New York City, I was in New York City, there was some not awesome weather sometimes, but it was not like this. So it is what it is, I guess. And, I mean, I love Pennsylvania, and I do appreciate the seasons. I just think that, like, for me personally, I do not thrive. Um, when it hurts. Like like if you go outside and your face is like burning from the cold, that's not my love language. If I have to like, not feel parts of my body because they get too cold, that is also not my love language. Um, so there's that. But, I do love Pennsylvania other times of the year. So I just have to like focus on that. And normally it's not a problem. Like when I am at home, I can just kind of like hunker down and put my little electric blanket on, and me and some cats cuddle, and I drink my hot beverage and make some artwork. So it's not really a problem. It's when we have to like go out and do stuff, and then that is less ideal. Um, anyways. Man says, luckily the four-wheel drive worked. Oh, good. So you did get out. Donna says, I helped a friend with a show, and we left to go to the hotel. He took a turn too sharp, and yikes, things fell out of plastic tubs. Yeah, that's less than ideal. And so when I pack the car, I usually try to do it very strategically. Like I kind of think it's kind of a blessing and a curse, but I always kind of see the best of things and the worst of things. And so there's like a movie called Final Destination, and you may have seen it. There was many in that series. I don't really actually remember any of the things of anything except that they were getting killed off by these like um, accidents. And so in my mind, I can kind of see things like, oh, if we stop too fast, then this is gonna happen. Or if you do this, you're gonna drop that, and then that's gonna break. It's kind of like a cause and effect thing. Maybe that's like trauma. I don't know what it's called. Maybe it's called common. I don't know. But anyway, so whenever I try to pack the van and stuff, I try to be mindful of like where the weight is distributed and like what goes into what, so that it's not all like it won't like go everywhere. I once did a show with some people, and they unpacked all of my tubs, and they were trying to like fit the most that could fit in the van, and it was such a nightmare. Sure, it all fit. However, it did not make for easy transportation, and it was a mess. And like I was like, all of our stuff is getting mixed up, and it was just like such a nightmare to try to go through everything. I still have stuff that I can't find that I'm convinced is got mixed up with their stuff. So yeah, that's not my favorite. So I kind of try to think about it as like what can like fit with what, and it's not gonna make a huge mess because I don't want to pick up beads off the floor, y'all. Um, and so, anyways, there you go. Amanda says, yes, I'd rather get stuck at home. And Dominion says, agree, Andrew, it can be dangerous. Amanda says, if you're not used to snow in winter, it can be shocking. Yeah, and noticed also that if people aren't used to driving in the snow, then it's less than good also. And even if you have four-wheel drive on your car and like the best tires, you can have like the best tires, the best four-wheel drive, you could have like a tank. And even then, if you don't drive the way you're supposed to drive, you can end up off the road and like turned over. Because when I was driving down, I got stuck in the winter storm going down, and there were all these cars all flipped and stuff. And one of the trucks, which I had recognized because they were driving kind of frantically. They were driving at like 60 miles an hour in the slush, and they were like weaving in and out, weaving in and out, weaving in and out. And it was a white truck, and I noticed because they had some interesting stickers, and I'm not going to talk about the stickers because it's not appropriate, but I remember them because I have a thing. You may not know this because I try to be pretty chill on the lives, and in general, I try to be chill on the lives. But I have a little bit of a potty mouth, and so as it comes out sometimes when I'm driving, start channeling things, and I try to hold it back because I know, like, especially if there's other people in the car, they may not enjoy this free association where I start like channeling the ancestors of potty mouth. And I don't even know what I'm saying. And it's like speaking in tongues. But anyway, so I know I recognize this truck because I had experienced a moment of that. And then I've been trying like to be more chill. And there's this thing that's called Let Them. And it's this Mel Robbins, and you're like, oh, they're going to cut you off in traffic? Let them. All right. So it's like, let them. And so, anyways, but I was like, let them aggressively, like, let them. And I was like screaming at that. And then that's probably not the purpose of that. That's probably the opposite of that, where you're supposed to be like, let them. And then you like experience the release of time and space, and you don't have the frustration or the anxiety or the upsetness. And so, anyways, I saw that truck and it was weaving in and out and going super fast and like stopping. And so the worst thing you can do in like ice and snow is like hammer on your brakes, because that's how you spin out. So, anyways, we go down, and it's maybe 35 minutes later or so, and I'm driving at like 40 with the rest of the people. And that's fast because we were going like 20 miles an hour. And that truck was overturned, and that was a pretty kind of beefy truck that had great big old tires, and you'd think that they'd be able to like monster truck their way across everything. But I think that that's one of those things where people get like a false sense of security maybe, and they think, oh well, I can just drive however I want because I got these big truck tires, and who gonna stop me? Who gonna go against me? Not no little snow, not no little ice. And then all of a sudden they're picking I don't know, glass out their teeth. So anyways, that's me going diatribe time. And Dominion, I feel that. Man, so the instant face pain is not fun. Yeah, I went to Chicago and visited my friend at the Chicago Art Institute when I was in college. And one of the first things I noticed was there were these ropes between the building. And I was like, what are these ropes for? Like, I was just like curious. I was like, why are all these ropes everywhere? And she said, oh, that's so you can pull yourself in between because the wind gets so bad that you have to pull yourself. And I was like, do what? I mean, because I was fresh off the boat from Florida. I mean, I lived in New York, but we had yet to experience that. And then um, I had these marks on my face from the wind, like these deep red marks on my face from the wind. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna visit you anymore this time of year, just because if the weather's gonna hurt me, I'm gonna quit. That's not the way. And she just laughed and we laughed. We had a good time, but that was probably the most eye awakening cold kind of situation that I had at that point. Um Dominion, so then when your skin starts falling off and turning on you, ouch. Well, luckily nothing's fallen off yet. Knock on wood. Um, Luckily, it's not been like that. I have gotten to the point once where I was so cold that I was worried that maybe that could have happened. Like, I stayed the night in this abandoned house in the youth time, and I found this little room that I hunkered down in. And it was far from the fire because I didn't want to like be by the fire because like everybody else was like doing stuff around the fire, and I didn't want to like participate in that. So I kind of went off on my own, and I fell asleep all bundled up. And when I woke up, I couldn't feel my toes. I was like, nope, nope, not today. That's OMG. I remember the one with the log truck. And Julie said, they don't call it the Windy City for nothing. Correct. Correct, Julie. All right. So we've talked about our plans. We've talked about this, that, and the other thing. One thing I'm going to mention is that we have a few more kits, the Mocha Madness kits. I made the pendants for them. The pendants are ready to go. Now we just have to bag everything up and box everything up. I think it's pretty fun. It's not strictly the mocha mousse color, but kind of like brown adjacent. I know some people don't like brown. Um, I don't mind it. I mean, at first, when I heard the Pantone color of the year, I was not like over the moon excited about it. And usually, I kind of give Pantone a lot of grace because usually they're very thoughtful and very in touch with things, and in such a way that if you read into it, you can get like a lot of value out of that. And I was lucky enough to be invited to one of their color launch parties, and I couldn't go physically, but I did get to go virtually. And so when they start talking about like why they do things and how they came about these choices and what their branding partners are doing and all this other stuff, it's very it makes sense. And so I generally, even if it's not like my favorite color, I generally kind of like go with it, and usually by the end of it I like it. And even if I don't like love the color, sometimes it grows on me and it kind of pushes me. And I think Anne was talking about it where she uses it as a challenge for herself, like a creative challenge prompt, kind of like Beat in the New Year, which we've done that before. It's like using the Pantone color, do a challenge based on the Pantone color. So this year when that was announced, it was kind of like, but the more I thought about it, I actually do use a lot of brown in my work. And one of the reasons why is because we do wood, we make wood stuff. So that's brown, that's mocha. And so, unless you like paint it or do whatever, but my most used color in my paints, I kid you not, is raw umber. I mean, that's a darker shade of brown, but I use that color more than any other color of paint is raw umber and like those brown colors. So, I mean, I use a lot of quinacridone magenta just because that's my color. But my most used color in paint is brown. So brown and probably white. So there you go. Vanessa says I wasn't crazy about the peach fuzz or whatever it was. Just I guess just not my color is what she said. It grew on me. You know, that's one of those ones that I kind of like. Um, when it's used with other colors mostly. Like I love peach when it's like mixed with like aqua and different things like that, or gold, or like rose gold. I love rose gold. So it kind of I don't know. I was not opposed to that. The ones that I kind of got a little bit like what? Um I mean there's been so many, but there are certain shades of stuff that were not like my favorite. Um, but anyways, those kits are there's a few more if you didn't get those. I don't want to do any spoilers, but the pendant is one of my word pendants, so hopefully you all will enjoy that. And those, I believe, they're only $24. They're on the website. If you go to www.allegorygallery.com, you can see that. Let me type this in and see if that comes up pretty readily. It is a surprise kit. So I know some people are like, "What's in it?" And then I was like, "I don't. It's you don't want to ruin the surprise." It comes right up when you go to the website, so it's on the homepage. I also have some of my Kembu earrings. They're fine silver, sterling silver, and 24 karat gold. Those ones are only $78 a pair. They're on these long kidney-shaped ear wires that are gunmetal. The ear wires, somebody asked if those are silver. They're not. They are on a plated stainless steel. And the reason why I have those like that is because they hold their shape better. With some of the other metals like copper or silver, even, unless you work hard on it just right, they're too bendy. And I didn't want them to lose their shape. So those ones are also available on the online store, and those are only $78. Which I think is pretty nice. I'm trying to experiment more with gold, so if you are on our Patreon tonight, you'll see some of my experiments with fusing the gold to other metals. One of the other things is that I wanted to mention is that William uploaded a bunch of my polymer clay pendants. Y'all got first dibs on those, and you know, it's probably old news for all the hashtag AG Bead Fam that watches the lives. But in case you missed that live, or you don't want to order through the live, um, they're available on the website now, and they're done in limited stock. I don't know if or when I'll ever get back to these designs, so I kind of feel like if you like something, it's best to get it, because I kind of work in seasons. And so when it could be years before I do these again. So you never know. And yeah, unfortunately, I guess I've learned to kind of like ride the wave when it presents itself to me. If I try to like fight it, that's when I have issues. Anyways, so I hope you all take a look at the website. We've got a lot of really wonderful things. For us, it's super important to like push some of our online sales on our website, just so that we're working with Shopify to do a couple different things, and it just makes us look better. So, anyway, I'm not going to get too much into that yet because I'm not supposed to. And I know somebody's gonna say that I'm a tease and whatever, but that's just the way. Anyways, Anna's watching. She says, hello, AG friends, just watching. Got some lovely polymer pens in my package today. Oh, good. We were just talking about that. So I hope people they like them. They're a lot of work, and they kind of hurt my hands a little bit to make, because there's a lot of conditioning that I do with my hands and rolling, and part of it I think is good, like it makes my hands stronger. But also, if I don't know if you could hear that, but my hands were like click clacketing just now. um, so I don't, I think I go through the seasons based on like what my mood strikes me, but also what my body tells me it can do. So, anyways, if you did not get a chance, head on over to the website. That's www.allegorygallery.com. I had to think about that because William says I always forget one of the W's. And I'm trying to be mindful, do the three W's, even though people don't even say that stuff anymore, hardly. Um, you can find us on our website. All right, so we've talked for 1 hour and 3 minutes, and that should be plenty of time for the catch-up time. So I'm going to flip this around. I really didn't have a solid plan of what we're going to do today. I kind of figured that we could like maybe make something that, if that sounds appealing, and then do some random stuff. I have some microfaceted gemstones if you're interested in those. I have a couple other kind of randomy things. It's not a total request live because I don't have everything. But if there is something that you're looking for, feel free to shout those things out, because I am always kind of pulling stuff for everybody. And I don't know what to pull unless y'all tell me. So I just pull whatever, and then hopefully that whatever is something that you're looking for, but you never know. So, anyways, always let us know if you're interested in something, um, you know, and we'll do our best to track it down as we dig through our stuff. So I'm going to turn this around, and then hopefully we'll be able to do something fun. All right, now this is going to be interesting because all right, let me see how I can do this without. I'm going to turn the camera off because y'all don't need to see me struggling for my life. So one moment, please. Oh, all right. We're almost there. Oh, are we vertical? Oh, that's yesterday's business. I'm going to put this a little bit lower. Here, I'll put this here for color balance. And then we'll put this very lovely ruler for measurement. All right. Can you all see that okay? I mean, it is what it is at this point. I don't know how to use the StreamYard. They changed something in there. So this is what we got in our life. Anyways, so there's that. And yeah. All right. Donna says, looks great. Oh, good. So I don't want to here. Look at this paperweight that I made. Now that I look at it, I'm like, wow, that looks good. But I'm going to put that there so you don't have a blank screen, so you're not like, what am I doing here? What's happening with my life? All right, let's see what kind of tools we've got. Did y'all see the beat of the day? Maybe that was yesterday. I don't know if he's added the new one yet. All right. So, what are y'all having for dinner? Are y'all having anything delicious for dinner? I also feel like the tools got kind of ruptured here. I don't know where anything is over here. I found some cutters. And let's see. You know, my horoscope today said that I'd be looking for stuff all over the place, and I believe it. I mean, she could probably say that every day, and it'd probably be accurate in some way. But today, I feel that even more. I think what it is we went, we were going to that show, Handmade Arcade, and we packed up a bunch of tools then. And then we also, uh, had to deal with, I went to Aeromont. Okay, I'm going to be right back. Hold on a sec. right, I'm back, y'all. I found some things to work with, so now we won't be completely out of luck. Um, all right, so I've also got some cubes and let's see. All right. Donna, Donna said that paperweight is beautiful. Thank you. I took this little brief workshop at the Pittsburgh Glass Center with the rest of the board at Touchstone, and it was really fun. I can honestly tell you, I'm not gonna become a professional glass blower, but there's already a lot of people who are really lovely and proficient at that. Donna says she's having black-eyed peas and turnip greens. Anna says I made brown rice with mushrooms, broccoli, and some beef. All leftovers. That sounds really good. All right. So, well, one of the pluses about this is you don't have to worry about seeing all the junk off to the side. All right. So I've got some 20 gauge copper wire. And generally speaking, I probably would go a little bit thicker for this. Normally, and I would also, if I was in my regular studio, I would have some a rawhide mallet and a board. I mean, because I'm gonna work hard on this wire a little bit. And let's see. I saw some wire out of the corner of my eyes, and I was hoping it was a little bit thicker gauge. I also have these double flush cutters. And these are really wonderful. These are from Xuron, and they're lovely because you don't have to do any filing or anything. So these are really great. So what I'm going to do, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to chop off a little bit. And that's just so that I don't end up with a sharp end on this end, especially when I'm going through and doing all this work. It's nice to have nice smooth ends for your wires, and it's not going to poke your customers. Now you can always just hit that with a little bit of sandpaper, and that's no big deal. And I'm gonna cut myself off about 3.5 inches worth of wire. Let me see. It's almost 3.5. See, you want to see how I precisely eyeball that? All right, so that's almost. It could be a little bit longer for 3.5, but that's pretty close. All right, since I don't have that with me, I don't have those. Um, the what you call it? This is usually better when you have two sets of pliers. So I'm gonna manifest some pliers real fast and hope that they appear. Hold on one moment. Y'all getting the kind of bootleg version. I kind of have a thing. There's this song on Instagram about being a hammer, and they're like, if I were a hammer, where would I be? And I kind of feel like that's like the song for today is like, if I was this, where would I be? Well, I don't know. We're gonna just deal with it, right? We're gonna figure something out. All right. So if I was gonna deal with it, how are we gonna deal with it? All right. Here. I don't think this is gonna work, but maybe. All right. So in theory, you can fix this somehow stationary, and then twist it. So let me see if I have anything. Like, I don't know if I can hold this in the cutters and twist it. See this? No, that's not gonna work. Nothing. I'm over here trying to invent the wheel. So let me think on this real quick about how we can do this. Oh, here we go. There's a pin vise. Let's use that. All right. So this is normally this tool is normally you put something in there into the end and it holds it like a diamond bit or whatever, and you can like ream stuff out. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my wire in the end of this, and maybe this holds it, maybe it doesn't. I don't really use this very much, and I don't use it for that in particular, and that's not working. So what I'm gonna do, because it comes with this thing, y'all be like, what am I watching this fool struggling for his life over here on camera? But it's called perseverance, y'all. So this has the reamer, and let's see if I can get this collet open enough. And so there's this. I'm gonna put this in here. This reamer, maybe I put it in there. It seems pretty tight. Oh, I hear William come in. Hallelujah. Hey, you got any kind of like pliers or something? Oh, he found it. You don't have to watch me struggle for my life anymore. I'm gonna put this away.
That's as best as I could find.
That's good. That'll work. All right. So if you don't have
Hello, everyone.
like a bench block with you, and you need to work hard in some wire and straighten it out. Here's another trick of how to straighten wire. You can use this technique, but you do have to be careful. So when you work with wire, you'll notice that some of the properties of wire, you kind of have to be careful. And what I mean by that is that if you have something that's too dead soft, it's not going to hold the shape the same way that something that's half hard or I guess whole hard's not whole hard.
Whole hard.
It's not going to do. So you're going to want to hold one side stationary. I'm actually going to hold it like this. And I'm going to hold it like this. Can you see this on the camera, or is this like not? And you're going to twist it. And what this is doing is it's creating a twist that goes all the way up. So in theory, you're also straightening it, and you're also work hardening it.
I see you had the issue with StreamYard too.
Correct. And I don't know how to use this. Donna says that she can see it just fine. Oh, good. So, so here you go.
Yours isn't showing half the screen though, like mine was yesterday.
Yours looked good yesterday. Mine, I can't figure
vertical.
out. I can't figure out how to switch it.
Let me just check something.
Landscape.
Disabled while live, so it's too late.
It's too late. So we're just gonna have to dance to the date we got. So what I'm doing now is it's work hardening the wire. See? You can be like,
See? Feel it?
Yeah, can you feel it? I could make an inappropriate joke, but I'm not going to. I was like, no, 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 no.
How many people are watching today?
There were a lot, but now it's down to 4 because they're tired of watching me struggle for my life.
Oh my goodness.
So there was more, and then I was like, let's turn the camera around, and then people were like, I can't take it. I'm gonna puke in my mouth.
Oh no.
Oh wow. No, I did go downstairs looking for pliers. So maybe that's what it is. And they're like,
I think I tuned in right around that time.
All right. So I've got this beautifully work hardened piece of wire. And what I'm going to do now is normally I would take some round nose pliers and make. Do you have any round nose pliers in your back pocket? No, but you know what I do have is I have that mandrel.
This is a lesson in making it work.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Tim Gunn.
Tim Gunn it. I wonder how Tim Gunn's doing these days.
I don't know, but he was looking pretty frail the last project, whatever they call it, make it work or cut the cut or who knows. It was Project Runway, but then he and Heidi Klum they're gonna do their own. All right, so we got this. All right, we got this piece of wire. Yo, look, this is how you like MacGyver some business. Be like, get the bubble gum, chew it up 3 times, spit it in the aluminum foil, and there's your C4. Right. No, don't take any kind of explosive advice from me. So anyways, I'm gonna bend this over using my mandrel. I made this little hook, and then I'm gonna flip this, go up. Boy, this is some loving hands of home. And I wrap that around. Normally, I'm like, don't use your fingers. We're using our fingers today. Nah, that's what we got. And we got what we got. All right, I'm gonna wrap this around using this. Normally, I'm like, use your tools. Well,
don't use your fingers. Use your tools, everybody.
Correct. Now, what am I doing? Struggling for my life on the camera.
Your fingers are your tools.
Correct. All right, this is gonna be a hot mess, and I work hardened it for y'all, so that should make it. Nice and hot. So it's not gonna bend over and comply the way, but oh well, whatever. We're gonna make it work. If not, go watch somebody who the paid content.
Somebody who prepared this in advance.
Correct. So me pulling this out my behind at the last second. Here you go.
What made you decide to do one of these today?
I don't know, because I was like, I was kind of getting tired of doing like the live sales. Mm-hmm. We're gonna still do that because we gotta pay for gas, but we're still and William's preparing that off camera.
Am I?
Mm-hmm.
It's not been prepared already?
No, I was gonna do some microfaceted. That's kind of prepared. And then this. So if you only have one plier, you can still make it work. Hey, look. How does this look?
Ooh, that's better than even I do.
Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. You don't like that? They'd be like, what's he gonna do? Braid his own cloth on live today?
Sure.
Now the next thing I'm gonna do is do this side. So get ready, y'all. Cheryl says, I'm working on wire with you. Oh, good. Nice. Hopefully you got around those pliers and you not have to use your toes to do this. All right. So I bent this side over.
We're interesting, if nothing else.
And I'm like, wow. That's this.
Gotta laugh, right?
Hopefully. How's your class?
My class was okay. I got some samples back of the things that I did that I was very interested to see how they turned out. And 2 of them I really like, and it's kind of a set that I made.
Look at you making sets.
Look at that.
Oh, fancy. Is it the Shino glazes? No,
regular glaze.
All right.
And then this one.
Y'all can't see, but that looks good.
I'm not fond of it as much.
I like it.
It was supposed to run more, like really run.
No, that looks. I like
But
it. Don't complain.
don't complain. But so I did more this time, but I put the glaze on thick. So we're gonna see what happens.
It looks good.
I really liked it. Even my teacher took pictures of these ones.
Oh, good. Wow. Like not the red one.
She may have actually taken a picture of that one too. But...
All right. So here we go. So this looks a mess, y'all. But in theory, if I had a little bit more wire on the side, I'd make it even with the side. We're just gonna pretend that it's gonna be even for now.
Pretending.
And then I'm also going to go and turn this like this. I'm also going to do some more twisting of this wire. We're straightening it out. I don't want to do too hard because if it's too hard, this business is going to snap. And then what I'm going to do is a gentle twist up on this end like this. See that? And then I'm going to go on this end and I'm going to do a gentle twist up on this end as well. All right. Oh boy, that looks quality. All right, we're gonna make sure that our loops are on the same plane, and so that way they look like this. Cheryl says, "What incarnation are you be making?" We just this one it look a little bit 11 hands of home, so we're gonna use the power of imagination. Imagine there's another coil. I'm working with a metal stick and one pair of pliers and some really nice flush cutters.
Some very nice
double flush cutters. But we got this going. Are we happy?
You would think we would have more than one pair of pliers in this house.
I'm sure there's something somewhere. There's something in some box, and there's a box somewhere, and it's got all the pliers. But I feel like I brought some to the store, and then I brought some to Handmade Arcade.
Yep.
All right. So, done. Donna says, my wire wrapping is never that neat. Well, let me tell you, I have some practice. Not with this stick. It's called a mandrel. All right. Mandrel. I'm going to get that ruler out the way. I don't care. So I'm pulling this. This is some fire line. This is 8 pound. Usually I use the 7, but we're going to do 8 today because that's what I found. All right. I'm going to pull off a wingspan. That's my torso thickness and my arm length. And somebody's like, you don't got wings? And I say, well, that's a common term that's acknowledged by most people. So, oh well. And cut that business off. Also, this has a shearing cutting method. And the thing about that is that you can try to do this like that. And that's how it's designed to work. However, you can chew up the end of your wire or your thread doing that. It makes it real hard to open it. So what I do is I will close it up and then I'll run my thread and pull it, and that will cut it. And then guess what? Then it's nice and sharp. See that? Like a knife. People are like, what? He's free associating, you know. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in. So I'm going to successfully thread this needle. And that's going to be on air. I'm going to thread that needle. I can't see anything, and that light is blazing in my eyes. But it's 100% going to work without any problems. Oh, I did it. Good. I once watched this live video, and the woman, she could not thread the needle at all. And it was the most painful thing because she was getting frustrated. She was trying to like play it cool.
It was literally like 20 minutes
of her trying to get that needle, and she just couldn't do it. And I was like, oh my gosh. Like, because she's getting nervous. I get it. All right, can you set that other light up so we're not living in the land of the shadow?
Sure.
Though I walk through the valley of the shadow. All right, here we go. Hey, can y'all see that?
Light it up.
All right, so this side done got the needle on. I'm gonna set it and forget it, and go on to the other side. And you're like, what? What you doing? What? All right, see this? No, you can't see this, but we're gonna pretend like you can. All right, so I folded that thread over my fingers like so. All right, 2 fingers. I'm gonna take this thread, go halfway through it. I'm splitting the circle, and then pull it up. You know what that's called? Slip knot. All right, we doing knots today. All right, I'm gonna put this over my little elbow joint. I'm gonna pull that tight. All right, see that? You done tied this on. All right, and then what I'm gonna do? What am I gonna do? I'm gonna pick up some beads, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all pick the colors today. What we doing today? We got 3 colors. We got this yellow matte mustard color. We got the blue. This is kind of like it's got core in it. It's a lined one, so it's like a blue with like a purple inside. And then we got straight up green. We got emerald. So y'all can pick, all 3 of you watching, yellow, blue, or green. Yellow, blue, or green. All right. Donna says blue. All right. Maybe. Yeah. Anybody else? Yellow, blue, or green? Donna's gonna pick it. And this is blue is my favorite color. So that looks like another vote for blue. All right. Well, I'm not gonna painfully make y'all have to like, all right, audience participation. If you don't clap, I don't dance.
What's going on tonight?
Exactly. That's my life. This is my life. All right. So what I got here, go here, 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 and here. These are these little cube beads. These are it's called 4x4 square beads, sparkling purple line aqua luster. If you want this, I'm sure we've got some more. Maybe not this price, but that's what we got. All right. So I'm gonna get rid of all my wire and stuff because the thing is that there's like almost like a rule. It's like magnetically attracted. So I'm gonna pick up 2 beads here. All right, 2 of them. I'm gonna slide that business down to the end. See this? It's not tangled, I promise. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over this wire and then down through the bead and just the one bead that it's coming out of. And hopefully I remember what I'm doing. I'm gonna still instill a lot of confidence in y'all. I'm gonna be like, if he can do it, I can do it. All right, so in theory, these are gonna sit nice and side by side. See that? Oh my gosh, it worked. It's kind of loose, but that's all right. I'm gonna pick up another one. I'm gonna go over this wire like so, and then I'm gonna go down through the bead that it just came out of, and then pull it, and then hopefully that, whoop, it did it. All right, that one's still loose, but we're not gonna tell anybody. All right, pull a little bit tighter. You do want this to be sturdy, like, right? Here you go. All right, you want another one? I'm gonna do another one. All right. I'm gonna do exactly the same. Go around that wire and then down through the bead on this side. This side, bro. This side. Debbie's like, on Allegory Gallery, Andrew struggles for his life doing the brick stitch. Tune in live. That looked like a mess. I'm gonna fix that real quick. So that got twisted, but nobody needs to know because I'm just gonna slip that over that like that. See, secrets. All right, I'm gonna do it again. Y'all, get ready. Whoa, we ride in Space Mountain. Did you hear that thing where they said that if you get like kidney stones, that if you ride Space Mountain, you're gonna get healed?
What? I've never heard that.
Is that internet doctoring for you? No, but apparently, like sudden jerks and vibrations like loosen stuff up.
Huh.
And so it's equivalent to that thing that they have that like shakes you.
What is that stuff?
This garnets, bro.
That's what I thought. It's gonna be a little bit more.
Hey, you just commented.
I did. I'm trying to get the comments up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. YouTube has been telling me about if we're getting a lot of comments or not. I'm trying to boost the signal.
Oh, good. Good job, William. I'm proud of you. All right. So, Dominion says, I'm back, and first thing I hear is, woo, we're riding Space Mountain. Well, here you go. That's what we're doing today.
You never know.
We're making our own seatbelt. All right. So, in theory, this could be really cute if I actually plan this out. But what I've got here right now is this shape. Anna says she's doing her taxes. Well, that's good. We all have to do the things we have to do. So I've got this base layer right now, right? So here's this layer. Now, since these have great big holes on these, you could 100% go back through one of these things, and or go back through these beads, and it would be completely fine because they do have holes so that are pretty ample. So this is a good opportunity to like reinforce them so that this is not super wavy gravy style, because sometimes like you'd be working and it's a little bit loosey goosey style and it just wants to like become one with the nothing. And this is how you can tighten that business out. Cheryl says, I'm still with you, boo. Okay, good. Donna says, Andrew, one of the tracks on Space Mountain is a lot worse than the other. Well, I don't know how bad the kidney stones. Maybe you need like gentle caress rocking, and you need like thunderstrike. Which the one is not? Is that Thunder Mountain or Space Mountain? The one that the one Thunder Mountain. I don't know. It's all been edited.
I've never been there.
Oh wow. I grew up in Florida.
Yeah.
All right. So whenever you start a new row, you pick 2 beads up, and then you go underneath the thread bridge, like so. And then you go up through that last bead. And we're doing the brick stitch. Did y'all figure that out? All right. We're going to pick up a bead. We're going to go underneath the thread bridge next door. Anna said, that's funny. It's like the washing machine setting. Yeah, I don't know what they called on the washing machine, but that's like they're going to gently rock you to whatever. Mine sings at me when it's done. Uh-huh. The old machine we used to have back in Florida, it would like make this like, no, ours would thunk. Like it made this like, it was just like gave up.
That was the end.
And it did make that.
Ours had like a buzzer, yeah. Like the kitchen oven buzzer.
Real loud. All right. Donna says, Big Thunder Mountain is amazing, more like a log fume. Space Mountain scared the bejesus out of me. Well, you know what that's also not comforting is I was in line with this person who was obsessed with deaths at Disney. And they were telling us about how people got their heads chopped off riding the ride. And I was a child, y'all. And this dude's telling the group in front of him about how deadly dangerous it is, and I was like, "What is he doing? We don't need extra." Um, Dominion says, "I've never heard of that before. Wondering if anyone else uses it as less expensive medical treatment for kidney stones." I don't know, but I saw it on the internet, so must be real, huh?
Has to be true.
All right, I'm gonna add. I got one more. Let's go. Let's go. No, I got to add one more. Make it nice and even. All right. So I'm gonna push that off to the side a little bit. And then I'm gonna do this blind stitch thing. So what it is you add the bead and then you like dig around underneath this other bead for the thread bridge. And then you go, and that's how you do that. That got tangled up. So I'm gonna get all them things out the way, and then we're gonna be good to go. So here you go. That's the first 2 rows. So what else I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through and back down through this one, and then up through this one, just this one on the first row, and go back down through that. And what that's gonna do is it's gonna tighten it up. And these squares have great big holes, so you don't have to worry. Sometimes when you're using the size like 11 or 15, you got to worry because that hole's going to fill up. And if you try to jam too many threads in, you going to bust that bead, and then you're going to have the sadness.
Don't
and then
bust the beads.
Correct, exactly so. So I'm going to go and walk that thread all the way up there through the top. And here we go. Oh, I heard all creatures great or small thing a small is gonna they have their episodes on.
Has it started?
I think so.
Ooh.
So that's what we got. That's what we got, y'all. Oh, I squeeze that a little bit too tight, y'all. Um and, and then what we can do is what color would go? Maybe the green would look good with that. The green and the blue. Maybe.
Racing these tonight like we need gas money.
Okay, good. Maybe I'll go downstairs and make dinner while you work then.
No, I need your help with some of these stuff.
You just asked me, I'll tell you. Pre-tell you.
It would be good to have dinner though.
I know, because I'm getting where I'm like a little bit shivery. Alright. So we're gonna pick up 2 more. You're gonna be like, oh, he's gonna do the brick stitch for about 10 minutes, 10 hours. It's been longer than 10 minutes, y'all. It's been about 44 minutes since we started. About 40 minutes since we started this life-changing tutorial.
40 minutes?
We started the tutorial. We've been on for 1 hour and 45 minutes. Wow. So far you saw me struggle with the wire.
I was going to say, what have they seen so far?
How to wire wrap with one tool only.
How to MacGyver that business.
Correct.
That's important, y'all.
You know what?
Don't
Sometimes
underestimate the value of learning how to MacGyver something.
And it says you got chills. Yeah, I'm shivering. I'm like this. Feed me. You know what? They fed me 3 times a day at Airmont. I usually eat 1 time a day.
I know, you don't get that service at home.
Oh no. I was like, where is my breakfast? I made they had biscuits and gravy, but I knew that their gravy had sausage in it, so I didn't eat that. But I made myself little breakfast sliders, and people are like so bewitched. They're like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing?" And I was like, "This is called efficiency." And then this is how you eat fast. Oh, I got that tangled, y'all. Tough thing about them biscuits. They were good. Oh my gosh, I made it worse. Okay. So the thing is that before it gets terrible, so we'll make this a teaching moment. So if you try to undo a knot, don't do it with this point, the pointy end, do it with the back end. Because guess what? If you try to go through with a pointy end, you could be sewing yourself deeper. Let's see it. Can I get this out? Well, I'm going to use the pointy end to increase my knot hole width. I'm going to try to back this thread out. You think that since this is so heavy that you could just back this out, no problem. That's the thing. If you see yourself going down the dark alleyway of destruction, don't keep going.
What are those?
Don't distract me, William. Let me see.
Are they bone or horn?
These are
Wood.
horn. Survey says horn. All right. So we're going to do this again. Go back up that hole. And there we go. See? We fixed it live on AG Live. All right. So I'm going to pick up another one.
More people watching, at least, it says.
No, it doesn't.
It says 10 over here.
We drop again.
It says 10 just on YouTube.
Wow. Then somebody's a liar because it's at 9. All right. Oh my god. They're probably, oh my gosh, is he doing another brick stitch thing? Yep, but this one had wire work in it. I hope y'all don't mind. That's good.
Huh?
They're like, doing the same projects over and over. This is my comfort tutorial. If I don't know what to do, I can always do brick stitch. And then I may be successful. Because sometimes I forget stuff. So that's what happens. And sometimes there are certain things you have to let go every third one or whatever. And sometimes I forget that stuff. And so I'm just being truthful that this is so intuitive. Even if you don't know, then
saving those for anything?
I don't know what that is. No, that's some glass, some Indian glass. All right. So now we're gonna do some fringe work. I'm gonna be like, more? What are we doing with our lives that we got just gonna sit here and watch them struggle? All right. So I got this. Isn't that cool? Kind of looks like a little skirt. Maybe. I don't know. So the thing about this is maybe we'll do, what about this? Do y'all like this? That doesn't really go. Hey, I got any beads over there?
Like what kind?
Maybe some size 8s. While he's looking, I'm gonna go and put this away.
Got those.
Hey, that looks great.
Got those.
Oh, I may use those then. Okay, I'm cleaning. That's good. That's good. That's no more. No, I don't want the. Hey, you got copper though?
No more. Wait. You got
Yeah,
more?
no. No copper.
No, not in the seeable area.
There is a whole box of seed beads, but I'm not gonna do direction. We can play like that Marco Polo. Marco Polo. How about hot, cold? Hot, cold. You're getting warmer. All right. If y'all got that animal portrait, remember we did that one time. And these were in that kit, so you may have this already. This is turning out to be a lovely color palette. Let me just say, for not having a definitive plan, this is looking banging, y'all. All right, so I got this. I'm running out of thread, so we're not going to go to flapper style. We're going to do maybe 5. Maybe do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. All right. Whoa. And then I'm going to pick up one bead. That's going to be the 6th bead. If you wanted to make a fun color, you could also do that. I'm going to go up through the 5, up through that green bead, and out through the top there. Then I'm going to go down through the green bead next to it. And then I'm going to string up 6. I am running out of threads, so I probably should have done a longer wingspan, but I didn't really know, I didn't have a definitive plan. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to slightly adjust that one on the end so it doesn't look like an accident. It looks like it's very purposely put as a stopper bead. And then I'm going to string up 6. Usually I would do 7. And then we're at 4, 5, 6. And let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right, good. We have a nice start and end, maybe. Now, the other thing is that they've got this little tag, that little tail. I can always work with that. I could probably get 1 row out of that tail. So when we're weaving our ends in, instead of just like weaving it in for fun, we'll make it do a job. All right. Donna says, love the blue and green together. Thank you, Donna. And bless you, William. All right. What are we doing? What are we doing? All right. We did 6 on this one, so we're going to do 7 on this one. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Here we go. Get ready. All right. We're going to pick up 1 bead and then go back up through those 7 and go up through that green bead. And then we're going to go down through the green bead to the next door neighbor. And then what are we going to do? Add. Well, we're at 2, 4, 6, 7. We're going to add 8. And then we're going to do the decrease. All right. So we're going to pick up 8 beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. That's one of the nice things about having a long needle like this, is that you can pick stuff up and you can kind of go see what you're doing. If you have those shorty needles, those are usually designed for sewing. So that's for when you're getting into places that you can't, that are real kind of the turnaround is not a lot of clearance. You need a shorter needle. For long, they make real long needles. Those are usually for like looming and stuff. All right, so I'm gonna go over. We went up through there. I'm gonna go down through this one that we just, the next door neighbor here. Since we added, this is on the decrease. So we just added 8. So we're gonna add 7. All right. And if you wanted to, you could do patterns on this, and that'd be cool. All right, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. All right. And then we're going to pick up a bead, and we're going to go back up through the 7 that we just added, and then up through that green, and then down through the green next to it. We may have just enough thread, y'all. Hallelujah. Now, I do like to tend to go through my fringe and stuff, if I have enough clearance in the bead hole, a couple different times, because we are literally hanging by a thread here. So, if one false move happens, the whole thing gonna come down the mountain, rain down the beads. So this is, if you have a little bit extra thread or you want it to make a little bit more secure, just go through multiple times and then you'll be a little bit better about keeping it secure. Now, one thing I will mention is that because we're using Fireline and we are using a stiffer form of Fireline, the 8-pound Fireline, the fringe doesn't move. It doesn't have a good drape to it. So if you wanted this to have like a really beautiful fringy drape to it, you'd want to use something like Nymo. Nymo is a nylon thread, and it's very sturdy, but it's more akin to like a thread as opposed to a thermally bonded thread. Thermally bonded threads have a little bit more structure. So if you need something that has a lot of rigidity to it, like you want something that's not going to be super wavy gravy style, you want it to have like a solid panel. That's why you would use the Fireline. I tend to use a lot of Fireline in my work just because it's a little bit, I need it to have a little bit more rigidity to it. But if you were doing like a beautiful like fabric, if you're going to bead your own fabric, which you can, it takes a long time, but you can do it. Using kind of a flexible thread like Nymo, or there's a couple other beading threads like that people really love. And if you have a favorite thread, let us know in the comments what it is. All right, so in this one I did 7. So in this one I'm going to do 6. So 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And if you need a lot of structure, you can use um, depending on your thing, you can use flexible beading wire, which is nylon steel, a braided nylon steel braided steel with a nylon coating, and will make it real sturdy. So I used to make these beaded beads, and they're all based kind of on like right angle weave, but done with beading wire, and they worked out. All right, so this is the last row of this fringe, and we're going to do 5. We're going to pick up 5 of these beads, right? So that's round 3, 4, and 5. All right, string that all the way down to the base. We're going to pick up one more, and that's going to be our stop bead. And then we're going to go up through the 5 we just strung, up through that green, all the way up to the tippy top here. All right, I'm going to do that. And I'm going to go back and sew my work in. All right. And that's going to make it nice and sturdy, because right now it's literally hanging by a thread, and we want this to be sturdy. Now, one of the things I'm going to do, I'm going to just kind of briefly talk about this, because it's not that interesting, and it's kind of more intuitive than anything. Is when you have it like this, you can take your needle and go up through the middle of your work. And as long as it catches on something, you can hide a knot in there. And I recommend going through your beadwork and periodically doing this. And what that's going to do is it's going to strengthen the knot, or you strengthen your piece up, make it much more sturdy. But you're not going to have all the knots in like one place, because sometimes I'll see beadwork and all the knots are like all at the end right there. And this is a way that you can hide knots in there, and nobody knows except for you, me, and the universe. And the universe not going to tell nobody. All right. Our little secret, and not in a creepy way. All right, there you go. And then I'm going to just go down to the end here, and I'm going to put my ending knot in there, and that way I can really get in there and make a little knot. Sometimes they call this half hitch knot. I call these anchor knots. But that way you're doing that. Maybe I've got enough threads I could probably do one more, and then I can work that in there. Now I'm gonna pause for a second And we're going to talk about the top here. So this looks a mess. I'm going to be honest. This looks a mess up here. But we can do that. We can make this work to our advantage. So if you wanted to, you could go back and do a row of smaller beads at the top here. You can also do do the same thing you did here, but do it here with a little bit smaller beads and make that a decorative element. If you wanted to, you could kind of adjust the wire so that it comes off more decorative. If you plan this out a little bit better, you could probably have done coils here and go all the way with the wire work. And then that way it looks like the wires are going directly into the beadwork, which could be really cute. I think this transition looks kind of awkward. If you do have something where you're like, boy, that looks hot trash style. William, can you help me for a second?
Sure.
All right, we're gonna play a game of hot cold. So you're gonna go over there by the yellow.
By the yellow.
Over there, where I'm pointing. No, no, no. On the other side.
On the other side of the desk. Okay.
Correct. You're gonna look directly down.
Uh-huh.
And then maybe there's crimp covers next to your left hand.
I've got crimp tubes. I've got ear wires.
No crimp covers. There should be that you're in that like metal land, and there should be like crimp covers over there. While he's looking for that, I'm going to kind of tie off my work. I'm going to do another little hidden knot here for secrets. Not just for secrets, but for safety. Keep it secret, keep it safe. Well, also, the other thing about that is that if you see a bunch of thread, that's its weakest spot, right? So, see what I mean when I talk about how that's not going to make a clean cut if you try to do that? It gets all fringy and not in a pretty way. So I'm going to put these away so that I don't keep knocking them about. At one point, we had a desk mix, whereas all the seed beads that were left over when I spilled them out to do demos and didn't put them back in the tubes. So we had this inadvertent kind of mix. And there should be a great big bag. I feel like there was a great big bag of like findings and closures and a big Ziploc bag over there. Of that kind of stuff. Anyways, huh? You found it?
There's a big bag, yes.
Alright, so I'm gonna go over here. Sometimes with this, you have to flatten the end out of the big, thicker 8-pound fire line so that you can slip it in the hole. And then weave this in for safety and security purposes. We don't have 2 crimp covers. Oh, he found it. Hallelujah. All right. And they're copper, my favorite. All right, here we go. Thanks. Thank you, my beloved. If I could ever get this out the hole. All right, you know how we do it? They say how you do the elephant, eat the elephant one bite at a time. That sounds like poacher talk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's one bite. So, anyways, that's what we're gonna pretend we're doing. Is not poaching. If you can't make it all the way, if your needle won't go all the way, go through one bead and then come out the other side and then go through the other bead. You don't have to get them all in one go. It's nice if you do, but if you can't, there are alternatives in your life, so you're not stuck. All right, and I'm gonna go through here. I'm just gonna basically I'm sewing my work in. So if you end up with a lot of like little ends and stuff, this is what you do. This is sometimes people think once they finish their project, they're done. But actually, when you sew your work in or you sew your ends of your thread in, and then you finally do your thread zapper or cut it or whatever, then you're done. But not like they're like, oh, I'm all finished. I did all my pattern. No, you still gotta weave that business in, and then you're done. But wait, there's more. So that's what I did. All right. So I successfully tied everything in, and then what I'm going to do is trim it, and there's that. All right, again, I'm not in love with the way that that transitions, so I've got a couple different crimp covers, and I'm going to get one of the smaller pair. I think these, I was selling them for 10 for about $3, so if you want some, let me know, and I'll hook you up. See here, this CP crimp covers, copper, 10 for $2.95. All right. Now, here's where we're going to have nerves of steel, like you're driving backwards on a mountain road in the snow. All right. Slip this over this, like so. And then we're going to get our other pliers. That's called a throwback, y'all. And then gently squeeze, applying even pressure. And if it's distorted, we're going to apply even pressure. And if it gets twisted, we're going to straighten it out and apply even pressure. And in theory, it should close up. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. Now, one thing you should be aware of is not to get your thread caught in that, because if you do, you're going to snip it, and then all your beadwork's going to fall on the floor, and then you have a new game. Instead of Easter eggs, you're going to be called Find That Bead. I don't like that game. That's the game that often ends in frustration and the crying time. No, not really. All right. So that's a way that you can fill in space. So if you ever have a weird gap on something, like you're like, that just looks weird. You can always fill it in with crimp covers. Maybe not always, but you can fill it in with crimp covers, and it adds a little bit of a polish to your point of connection. I mean, a little bit. I mean, it's still not like, I mean, that we're not Lalique level with this piece yet, but we could be one day, someday. So if I was going to continue to work on this to make this a little bit more presentable, what I would probably do is do a row up here on the top row, and then do maybe a picot stitch on top, and that would look really cute. But right now, we're at the point where I'm gonna hand this off to William so he can show you his pots, and then I'm gonna tidy up the desk a little bit since I made a mess, and then he's gonna show you some things for tonight. So I hope y'all enjoyed that real quick tutorial. I know some of y'all haven't seen me do many tutorials. Some of y'all have seen me do like a lot of tutorials, but there you go, little dancing friend, brick stitch fringe friend. And actually, I think the color palette worked out. It's kind of like Cheryl says, thanks, doing the fringe now. Oh, good. She's beating along with us. That's good. Dennis says, thank you, Andrew. This is something that I've wanted to learn. Oh, good. So it wasn't a waste of time. Sometimes I don't know what y'all know. So if there's ever anything that you want to learn, let us know and maybe I can do it. Some things people like, I want you to tell me the recipe of this artist's secret blend of something or another. And even though I know what it is, I don't like to show that because that's how they make a living. So I'm not gonna undercut my teachers because that's how you get called not invited back. So I share a lot, but some things I do hold back. So if I ever say, "Oh, that's secret sauce talk," then don't get your feelings hurt about that because it's not anything personal unless I say this is personal. And
I
then,
mean that personally.
huh?
I mean that personally.
Correct. Just for you.
Just for you.
I probably wouldn't say that. I would just be like, all right, have a blessed day.
Okay, check over here and see if there's anything that I priced poorly.
Okay. Are you ready, William?
I guess. And then this one, if I have 30 done.
That's perfect. I'm so proud of you.
This one I was gonna try.
Oh, that's Tanzanite.
I know, and I don't know what you want to price that at.
You can price that at 26.
I don't know about that.
Higher, lower? Oh boy, no, we're not pricing
graduated.
That. That's a nice. He just held up this pretty strand from far away. No, I don't think we're gonna charge that. That is a nicer because there's more carat weight on this. Yeah. I can't see y'all. I hope y'all know this.
That's good quality.
So he did the zoom in. I was gonna
do that 30 is 31 is like the bonus at the end.
Okay, then you can do that. You can do that 50 maybe. I don't know. There's Tanzanite coming. Yeah. Hold on, y'all. That would go really beautiful with what we made tonight. That would look so.
You like Tanzanite? Wait till the end tonight.
Mm-hmm. I was gonna say hot, but that sounds gross. Like I'm some old art teacher from the 70s. Like that looks hot. Come here.
The rest of these, it's almost like the $10 and under show.
All right, let's do it.
Let's see if Andrew approves of my pricing.
Well, let's see if I approve of my pricing.
What's that?
I don't know. I'm free associating, y'all.
It's a little warm in here.
Is it? You have multiple layers.
I do have many, many layers on.
And I have none.
I was out in the wilderness today.
Correct. You know what? If you need a sweater, come in this room.
Oh,
this is where he disrobes.
Disrobes
of the sweaters. So there's like piles of sweaters everywhere here. Because I was like, where's all the sweaters? I'm freezing.
Charlie's here. Did you see?
No.
Because I need to rewatch the tutorial later. I've been doing little chores.
Oh, and Charlie made me something for my heart.
I know.
And not William.
I know.
I'm the favorite.
Supposedly I've got one coming.
Well, mine will be the best one.
Yours is a good one. I saw it already.
It's of Gertie.
Gerda.
Or maybe Idabel.
Gerda.
One of the dark babies. Not Tallulah.
Not Tallulah.
She's super cute. She was talking to me the other day, and Tallulah, and I said something, and she responded back, and it was super cute.
Tallulah did? Mm-hmm. She does talk. She's a talker.
Yeah, but she's getting like puppy cat.
Yeah, she's starting to talk more lately.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let me get this all worked out here.
Who's ready?
Go check my prices. I need some names on some of those micro-faceted stones too. Okay. So write them on the tags for me.
Maybe.
And then you may leave if you want to.
Yeah. Like, bye.
Well, you wanted to make dinner.
Maybe.
Or you can just hang out with us all.
We'll see. Depends how well you're doing.
I think they like you. They're tired of me. They've had me for like weeks.
No,
they're like, oh my goodness, can we not anymore?
Viewers a night. I get 3.
Okay, what is going on
Me,
here?
Donna, and
What is
Cheryl.
this? What is
And
this?
Anna.
How
Where
come you
are we?
didn't just turn this long ways?
Huh?
How come you just didn't turn your phone long ways?
I did. And it wanted to be the way that it wanted to be. So
Okay.
I'm not going to fight it.
Okay. All right. All right, everybody. Here's a new pot. Ooh, that's too close. That's too close.
You say you don't like that one.
Yeah, I don't like this one. This is. Let me move this. Get this here. But all that stuff in the background is going to be distracting. Wrong numbers. This is my newest, one of my newest pots. So this down below is an engobe.
Huh?
It's called an engobe. I like that word.
Engobe.
Yeah, but it's to make the clay, because the clay is this color. It's to make the clay look like a different color of clay. Like I worked with black clay, but it's not. It's just, we don't quite understand. My teacher hasn't looked up what the difference is between just an underglaze and an engobe and why they're different, because they come out very similarly. But it's a thing that they're doing. So this is a matte black on the base.
Are all engobes matte?
Yes.
Okay.
As far as so far, I mean, the ones we've seen, we only
I
have
wonder
3.
if there's more. You can use any glaze.
Hmm?
You can use any underglaze for that.
No, it's a specific. It's called an engobe, and it's a specific thing.
Like it's its own glaze.
Yes.
I'm assuming they add more.
Because my teacher said if you did just black underglaze and didn't clear coat it, it would look exactly the same.
I'm guessing that has a little bit more clay in the glaze.
No, it's very watery.
Is it?
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty watery.
Still, I think there would be a little bit more clay, and it gets that almost kind of like almost. Did you wax it?
No.
So I'm guessing that's why it has that kind of slight sheen to it.
Yeah, I don't know, but that is so that's the black engobe, and then there are 1, 2, 3 layers of glaze, and then a flux to make everything run and kind of drip through. I should have added more flux, but my teacher, she's very because if you put too much flux, it can run onto the kiln shelves. So we were just trying this out, and it didn't run too much. But I want it to run more. So this next batch that I made today, I made them much more runny.
Did she put yours on the bottom?
They're going cookies.
Just in case.
These ones went on cookies too, just in case, but they didn't get close to running. Donna says, "Ooh, William, I love this one." I'm glad you love this, Donna.
I like the red.
Yeah, the red is my least favorite part of it, I think. I don't know.
That's my favorite part.
Yeah. So I don't know.
It's just a nice contrast. That kind of.
I'm glad people like it because I was not.
The red looks good with the black.
My teacher really liked it too. She said she really liked this one. I'm just like it. I think it's because I had something in my head and it didn't come out the same way.
So,
but
you don't have to have everything be drippy.
No.
Sometimes it's nice to have that nice solid base.
I normally try not to drip, but because I was trying to make it drippy, that's what I wanted.
Wow.
Anna's is very cool pot. Thank you. And then the other ones that I did, I'm really happy with these ones.
You're getting good, William.
I made these I wanted them little rounded bottoms, so they kind of weeble wobble, but they don't fall down.
Oh boy.
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down, right? And then this is the engobe with 2 different glazes, and then the dark flux. And I kind of made I love how the inside of these came out. And this one.
You know, when somebody says weeble wobble, you know what I think of? I think of an episode of TV's ER where the Noah Wiley's character goes with this blonde-headed doctor lady, and she shows him all her favorite thrift stores, and they go and they do all this like poor people stuff, and then he takes her back home to his home, and then he tells a story about how he used to play Weeble Wobbles with Fabergé eggs. And she's like, what?
We had different childhoods.
Different life. And then she was all embarrassed because I was like, I also feel embarrassed for you.
So this I kind of made as a set because I wanted these to be very similar. So one's a little bit taller and thinner. One's a little bit wider and shorter, but I made them to be a matching kind of, or a coordinating set. And I love these ones. These ones I am in love with. Charlie says, I'll send Andrew soon. William, any requests? You help me to decide to do watercolor. I want you to do what you want to do. That's what I like. Charlie says, ooh, the colors are striking. Thank you.
They look good.
So
I like that coppery color.
Yeah, around here or down here?
Down
here.
Mm-hmm.
I forget. I think that's speckled plum. Actually,
plum.
I think it's speckled plum and muddy waters combined. This is muddy waters by itself right here, and then it turns in the inside. And then it turns into this when it reaches with the other, when it hits the other glazes and the flux.
Interesting.
The very edge is all the flux around the edge.
So if you don't know what flux is, it's a lowering melting thing that makes the glaze melt.
Makes it run. That's how you get all these drippies. And I think it's really cool. Like this one dripped down to the line of the end gobe and stopped. I kind of like that. Originally, I wanted it to run down into the end gobe, and I'm glad it didn't on these.
End gobe.
E-N-G-O-B-E.
Spell it again.
E-N-G-O-B-E.
Gobe.
End gobe.
End gobe.
One word. So that is what I did. And I worked on 3 more today. This takes a long time to glaze.
Oh, really?
Because, yeah, the end gobe, you get 3 layers of this. You get multiple thick. You put this on thick to try and get it to run more. So I put lots of thick, and I put like 3 or 4 different colors today. So I did 3 more pieces. Is all I got done in an hour and a half.
That's good.
6:30, 7:30, 8. Yeah, an hour and a half. So I'll have 3 more pieces maybe next week if she gets the glaze firing through.
I like the insides too.
Yeah, I was happy. I'm really happy with these 2. This one.
I like that one the best.
You like that one the best?
And the blue inside that one is better.
The blue in this one, it's 1 coat, so you can still see the clay through it.
I like that blue. It's brighter.
Yeah, I can't remember what that one is off the top of my head.
It looks good, but it's like a sky inside the cup.
So those will go on the website soon, most likely. Yeah, anyway.
Are you ready?
Sure. Let me move this down real quick. Put this in here.
These are all, the prices are all too low.
Huh?
All of your prices are too low. But we'll just run with it.
Okay. Hold on, everybody. I gotta clean a lens. These lenses are dirty. You can tell. Okay.
Oh, look.
Cleaner.
You can actually see now.
See now.
All right.
All too low, he says.
This is too low.
I told you I priced them for gas money.
All right. Well, he did. He's not lying. Where's them coins? Go put them coins.
My penny?
Yeah, right.
I don't have a penny anymore. I got bagged up. I've got a dime. I've got a dime in here.
All right.
There's a dime. Okay.
You can put the ruler back. I was getting in the way of my beading.
Okay, so this ruler.
It looks
It's
different.
blue on blue. All right, what is this stone?
Where's the green one? That's It's a moonstone, but it's got a coating.
A coated moonstone.
Faceted.
Yeah,
They're
microfaceted.
and there's flashes in there. So there's some pretty like
Yeah,
flashes in
I don't
it.
know. Did you just see that blue flash in that one?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pushing these up the strand because they there's some.
No migrating.
Yeah.
So these ones they also they're
Can you see that, everybody? I hope you can see that.
people can see it. The moonstone, they're real pretty. They're microfaceted, and they kind of look like almost like raw diamonds.
Yeah, I thought I was like, these are not raw diamonds, but they look like raw diamonds.
And to be honest, raw diamonds are not like I used to be like so obsessed with them.
Yeah, you were.
But now I like this better. It's more sparkly, and they cost $10 for a strand, and not $60 for 2 inches.
Right. So this is BE1, $10 each. 2 of them available, and these are microfaceted 2.1, so 2 millimeter.
Wouldn't the fringe that I just did look so good with some of these microfaceted?
Ooh.
That's called Lux, not these like $2 seed beads.
Right.
But that's not that much more. These ones only $10.
$10, BE1. What do you think of those, everybody? Give me some comments, y'all.
Ooh, these are pretty.
Comments. What are these ones?
Fluorite.
Is it fluorite?
Looks like it.
Are you sure?
Unless it's.
It looks more like a blue topaz or a.
No. It's fluorite.
Looks too blue for fluorite.
That's blue fluorite. Oh, maybe apatite. Could be apatite.
That's more like apatite then. Yeah, I don't believe it's fluorite.
Okay, I'm gonna do apatite. Final answer. But I can't see it under the lights. Under the lights, it looks like apatite. The green apatite.
The green? Wait, it's blue.
Well, blue apatite is like electric blue.
Oh, yeah, not the neon apatite. Yeah.
This is that green apatite, even though it's more on the blue.
So BE2, 1 of those available, $10.
$10 only.
$10. Oh, and this.
When these first hit the market, they were over $24 a strand.
And these are about 13-inch strands.
So that's a deal, y'all.
And it says, I think I have a strand of number 1. They are cool.
Aren't they neat?
Yeah, they're super nice. These are 1.5 millimeters, 1.6 millimeter. These are tiny.
They're itty bitty. I know some of y'all were asking for itty bitty stuff, so that's what we called because y'all asked for it.
1.6 millimeter.
Live, microfaceted.
Microfaceted edition.
You wanted it? Here you go. Here's some more.
Yeah, we've got a number of these. Anna says, and I paid the $24 price.
Well, these ones, normally you could probably get these for nowadays $14 to $12, depending on your. Usually we charge probably like $14, $15 in the store, so you're getting a hefty discount.
This is quartz.
Only.
Quartz BE3, $10 each.
Very sparkly, very clear. 2
of them available. 1.8 millimeter, 1.9, so about 2 millimeter on those.
Look at those.
Yeah, these are very sparkly.
A little dab will do you. You don't need to use all of them unless you want.
Super sparkly. And these are all going to be about the same size, about 13-inch strands.
And have you tried sewing these into your cocoons? Your rat cocoons.
Mm.
That would look beautiful.
Yeah, it would.
Oh, here go. Who said that the peach fuzz wasn't their favorite color? This one, I'm into it.
This is Peach Moonstone, right?
Yeah, correct.
Peach Moonstone.
I'm into it.
Check that out.
Mm-hmm.
Peach Moonstone with the flash.
Mm-hmm.
It's got the sparkle. It's got the chatoyance.
And it's itty bitty.
And it's itty bitty trying to get that camera to focus.
Them baby fairies are over there cutting them.
$10 each. 4 of them
Tinkerbell.
available. 2mm faceted, micro faceted gemstones.
I'm gonna make it out. I'm gonna call it Tinkerbell cut.
Tinkerbell cut. Look at that. Let me get you to show you the bunch of them.
That's some micro facet.
And it says I do have the Moonstone ones. They are so cute. Peach Moonstone.
Mm-hmm. Wouldn't those make lovely fringe earrings?
Mm-hmm.
If you did that, then you gonna walk in like a razzle dazzle.
The razzle dazzle.
You're gonna be like, what's that one? The mutant. What's her name? She, Dazzler.
What are
The
these?
X-Men.
Is this serpentine? That doesn't look
like it.
Looks brighter. I guess we had some other serpentine. It was
The
it was deeper in color. These are bright. These are nice.
They're slightly opaque. And
Ooh,
so
those are pretty.
aren't those pretty? And they're almost like graduated in color.
Mm-hmm. Ombre.
That'd be good. Thinking of spring, y'all.
I know, right?
Add a little bit of pop.
BE6. $10. 3 of them available. They are 1.8, so about 2mm beads.
If you do stitch with this, you do need a finer needle, just so you know. Because if you try to push the eye of the needle through, it's like what they talk about the rich man. Go through the eye of the needle.
Oh, wait, we missed 5. Did I miss number or did we miss it?
There's 5.
Okay.
It fell out.
What is this one? This is regular moonstone, isn't it?
Let me see.
Yeah, that's moonstone.
Yeah.
BE6. Sandra says, what is BE6? That was serpentine. Very nice serpentine. We have some like dollar serpentine. I don't want to call it dollar, but compared to that, and it's a little bit bigger. Huh?
Oh.
Yeah, like look at those. It's a bright serpentine.
Yeah, put it next to this fiber optic. So if you want a little bit of the acid pop.
We've got a strand of this fiber optic coming up too later.
How do we?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there you go. Something to think about.
Then we have this one, BE5. We got to go back to 5 here. This is Moonstone.
It's like a snow cream.
Snow Cream Moonstone.
That sounds great.
Right.
I would eat that. Don't eat the beads.
Don't
What
eat
did
the
Charlie
beads.
say?
It says, OMG, not the penny. When did it go?
Where did it go?
It went about 2 shows ago.
We'll find another.
3mm microfaceted. This is probably, it feels like it's about the same size. I think these are all about 13-inch strands. Yep, 13-inch strand. Moonstone, $10. We're giving you a super good deal. Help us make the gas money tonight.
Mm-hmm.
BE5. BE5.
I'm going fast forward into the future.
This one is what?
Labradorite.
Is that labradorite? Is that labradorite? This is a beautiful labradorite too. Look at that labradorite.
So tiny.
So tiny and
The
still
Tinkerbell cut.
so flashy. Only $10. That should definitely be more.
Yes, it should.
Check that out. That's like a disco ball.
Did anybody buy even one?
Not a single thing yet.
Well,
Nobody likes the microfaceted tonight.
I guess y'all can. I can sell.
Mary Jane says, any more of the pink beads I missed out on last night? What did you miss out on?
Pink.
The rose quartz?
You have a pink, some pink beads.
Oh, Mary Jane, you didn't miss out yet. I just didn't get to it yet.
Did you claim after?
You claimed after I did the invoicing.
Okay.
So you didn't miss out. I just didn't get to it today.
Not yet.
Yeah, it was later at night. And I didn't get to it. I didn't get to my email. But I think you got both of them. I checked it.
Yeah, he had to check it. I remember you were talking about that. You had to go back and check.
Mm-hmm. So I think
pick me up.
Yeah, I had to go pick Andrew up, and then that disrupted the night, and then I didn't go back.
Disrupted the night,
protecting you.
We ate dinner, and then I was falling asleep.
Yeah, we were both falling asleep. Like I got weirdly dizzy last night, and I fell asleep so hard, so quick at one point. I thought I was having issues. And
is Eva Sherman still alive?
I don't know.
I had a dream about her last night.
I have not heard from her. I know she was very ill. But
she was ill before.
I know, but she
prayed it away.
Yeah, no, she was going into I think she was going into a facility or something. Hospice. Yeah. So I don't know if she is or not.
I had a dream about her last night.
Mary Jane says, yes, I had to leave and did the rewatch.
Oh, thank you, Marianne.
Or Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
Mary Jane.
Sorry.
That one that we just showed you, that was labradorite. That was BE7. It was labradorite. It's still available miraculously.
People don't like microfasting. You know what?
Oh, Charlie found the penny. WE15.
Oh.
It's probably one of those bags.
Probably. Did you go back through?
Okay. She just said, yep, I'm going to go find the penny. This one is strawberry quartz. Strawberry quartz. I go with some of the pink.
That dime is not doing that.
I know. Go find WE15.
It's in. Want some more? Hey, we're going to go see Stacy Weber at the thing. And she does all her art is made of coins.
This is.
Here you go. You want to look at that?
What is this? An earring of pennies. You see that? Look at that, everybody.
These are old pennies. 45.
Wow.
I think when my dad was born.
Oh, those are wheat pennies. Those are wheat pennies. The wheat pennies are lucky.
That's not for sale, y'all.
That's not for sale. That's for size only. Okay, so this is strawberry quartz BE8, $10. Nobody wants it. And for luck.
You can be like, what is it that what's ghost? You have the ghost.
This one I had to increase the price a little bit. Still not nearly enough. Price. Not nearly enough. This is garnet. Look at that garnet.
They are very juicy. He held us up and he was like, what's this? What's this? And I told you.
Garnet.
You'll like that?
BE9. This one's a little bit bigger, I think. These are 2.5 millimeters. And I think the strand, is this strand bigger? Nope. Well, a little bit, but not by much. Still about 13 inches. That is garnet. Look at how pretty in color. I think we had some garnet like this yesterday. It was a little bit more of the deeper red. This is a lighter red. Really pretty. $14, one strand. BE9. Charlie says, ooh, those earrings are cool. She said, I'm committed to that penny. Yeah. Thank you.
Wait, which penny?
Sandra, to the original penny. She's found it twice for me when it's gone missing. Sandra said, they're so little. She watches the video, and when I scoop it up, and put things into the bag when it disappears.
Mm.
She did that while you were gone from me too. Sandra said, "There's so little. I've never attempted below 4 millimeter." You got to work on it, Sandra. Get that little.
Sure.
Get that little.
You don't really do any stitching though. But if you did do stitching, those would stitch beautifully.
Mm-hmm. So this is a strand of that fiber optic glass. One strand available. BE5 or BE10, $5.
That's it.
That's it. That's how I priced it.
Make some quick earrings with that.
Yeah, can you imagine $5? Especially if you combine that with some of those. You could make a little bracelet. You combine it with some of that serpentine earlier.
You'd have to think about that because the holes on
The holes might eat it up.
micros are pretty tiny. But if you made little
BE10 is sold. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Somebody like that. I know. At least we sold one thing
Great to
tonight.
see you.
Whew. Getting worried.
I know. It's like, am I gonna have to get a job?
Sammy says, my eyes can't handle it. I already use a magnifier for 4 millimeters.
Mm.
Get that double magnifier out.
Optimizer.
Look at these fiber optic rounds.
Those are big.
What? These are bigger, right? These are about 6 millimeter.
You can see those.
6 millimeter rounds. Fiber optic. Only $6 for this strand.
Welcome to the party.
I know. Isn't that fun? That is a party.
Uh-huh.
I bet my nephew would like those beads.
I bet you would. You know what what the children like is very surprising.
He came in the one day wearing all pastel blue and pink, and
Had like the sparkly necklace, right?
yeah, had the sparkly necklace on. Yep, that's what the baseball players are wearing, stuff like that now. There's apparently baseball clothes that are all like ice cream.
Right?
Yeah, they're ice cream cone inspired.
I seem to remember some kind of video in my youth time that was like that, but it was definitely not for the children.
BE11 just sold. Thank you so much. Whew, I thought we were going to sell nothing.
What's his name? Caswell. If y'all want to look at basically porn.
I know. I priced these really good too. $10.
But that's lamp work.
Very good price.
Mm-hmm. That's a steal, bro.
$10.
I don't know who made those, but
Lamp work, glass, vintage lamp work glass. You're going to get these rounds on here as well as these.
that's a steal.
I said I'm trying to make some guesses. I tried to keep everything around $10. So, y'all.
Are you gonna go to ECU, Sandra?
Yes, Sandra, are you going to be there? BE12. These are approximately
We'll meet up for lunch, aka
18.
grab what they have.
Sandra said, "Did you get my email last night, or did that piece out?" I think that's the one I said sold out. Yeah, that one's sold out. That one. It was the pink rose quartz diamond faceted diamonds, or yeah, we only had one strand of that. That sold out earlier. These are 18 millimeter coins, and the rounds are about 9 millimeter, or 8.5 millimeter. BE12. One strand available. Nope, that one didn't sell. Not yet, anyway.
That's Malcolm Moose.
No.
You want a chocolatey delight? That's kind of weak chocolate, though.
Charlie says those look like they taste like limes. Oh, the green, the green fiber optic.
Yeah. What's that one flavor for the Asian food? Is that color? It looks like to me like a mahjong tile.
BE12 just sold. Somebody got a really good deal.
It's like a tile. Is it? It makes you dream. What's it? The one. It's It grows in the back where the cottage is. At the cottage.
The pawpaw? Is it called?
No. You're thinking that's a fruit. It's like a plant.
What are you? Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
It's It grows everywhere. Some people don't like it. And it's supposed to give you good dreams. And it's a flavoring. And they put in a lot of like sleepy stuff.
Valerian?
No, it starts with the M.
There's no melatonin.
Not mullein.
Mulane? Is it mulane?
That's
Mulane?
mullein.
Mullein?
No, it's
These are dyed stone. They're just fun little kind of tubes, or I guess they're not really tubes. Cylinders. BE13. Fun colors for Easter. Sandra says, "Is the event pay?" It was hard to know what it was about. Yeah, you had to go to their website to you could see, but yeah, it was a registration, 150 to register
for
an event like that.
Symposiums.
Mary Jane, I did get your email for 12. Thank you. This is BE13. Oh, let me give you the size. I think these are 6. Yeah, about 6 millimeters on those. Anna's saying chamomile.
No. It's long.
I don't know anything at the cottage I'm supposed to take to put me to sleep. I would have tried it.
It's not necessarily to put you to sleep. It's supposed to encourage dream work.
Mugwort.
Mugwort.
Charlie.
She knew. What?
Mugwort.
14?
Yeah, on 14.
She knew.
That's
that
this?
Weird green color food that they put it in the mochi. And I was like, what's that? And then they call it. Is it mugwort? No. Is it?
What is that?
That is DreamWorks.
Is that Jasper? I put it at $12. Hopefully that's a good price.
Jasper.
Okay.
I think it is mugwort.
Now he's second guessing.
Doubting myself.
Doubting Charlie.
No.
This is beautiful Jasper ovals. Polished.
Horn, she talks about eating the beads.
I know, right? Matcha for green food.
No.
We don't have that here.
That also makes some green food that's a suspicious color. It's real bright.
These are 15 millimeters by 20. 15 by 20 millimeters. This is a 16-inch strand. 16. Yes, 16-inch strand. BE14. Yarrow, asks Anna.
No. But we also have that growing in the backyard.
Spirulina.
No, that makes a blue.
This is Charlie.
I think it is the mugwort, but I have to double check. Do you have your phone on?
Of course, somewhere.
Let me see that when I look at it, because it's going to bother me.
It's going to bother you. Oh, I was looking up. They were talking about Italy. One of my friends in my class is going to Italy as well. They're going to the Florence region. I think they're going to be like 20 minutes away from us, but they're going in May.
I think it is mugwort. No. Yes.
Okay, number 15. Halfway there, y'all. Valerian is lucid dreaming. Mugwort is dream recall. Says Anna. These are really pretty. What is this? Is this
Jasper?
Is it? It's really.
It's not rainforest Jasper. I think it's
really pretty. There's like.
I'm starting to second question myself now.
Look at how pretty this is. 2 strands of this available, only $14 each. Are these Jasper rounds? And these are These feel like 16-inch strands. These are definitely 16-inch strands, and these are 6 millimeter rounds. Beautiful. That's some good quality right there. Beautiful color. Beautiful patterns. That'll make a nice bracelet with my green shirt today. Ooh, 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 look at that.
I think it is mugwort.
BE15. 2 of them available.
But it's called something different in Asian, of course.
Because my cat's so used to my nonsense, he doesn't even flinch when I drop things and make loud noises. That's good. Don't need a scaredy cat around, right?
We got too many. They flinch every time.
That's true.
Ooh,
BE6.
nice but green light.
I know, you can tell I was pulling stuff. BE16 is this beautiful strand of large glass cubes, kind of cubes. They're like pinched, they're like little fatty cubes, like they've been overinflated.
They puffed it.
They puffed it up.
Puff it up.
I used to make origami boxes like that, and you blow air into the hole and they puff up like that.
That's neat.
Yeah.
What did Charlie say?
Charlie says, my other cat is scared of everything. I think she was traumatized in her previous home. That's sad.
I think some of our cats are traumatized by me hugging them.
This is a 12, 13-inch strand for only $14. You get 5, 10, 15, 20, I think 25 beads. 25 beads on there. And these beads, beautiful glass beads, are about 13 millimeters.
Like, I think Gertie fell at one point. Because she will grip on for dear life.
Yeah. She's always done it since we've had her.
And when she's baby time, she'd be afraid to jump.
She was afraid to jump. Charlie wants to eat B16 so bad. Don't do it. They do look jellylicious, though.
I do like their candies.
They look like candies. They
I
really
want to
do.
go maybe into Pittsburgh, go to the Asian grocery store.
I know.
Because I feel deprived.
You feel deprived.
Correct. It is like I just don't get enough Asian groceries.
Asian groceries. BE17.
I was so excited. I heard there was one in Indiana. I went there. The whole building is empty.
Oh. Is this Jasper? Or is that a...
They call it red snowflake obsidian.
That's what I thought. Okay.
It's really just Jasper.
And these are...
Because they lie.
They lie. 8.5 millimeter. And this strand is...
Usually there's more black.
This strand, it's a shorty strand, which is why it's $8 only, is 12 inches.
I don't know why they call it obsidian when it's not. Maybe something better than Jasper.
Anything to keep not calling it Jasper, right? Apparently Jasper doesn't sell. Not selling tonight either. BE18.
This one's called Magic Fairy Stone.
Magic Fairy Stone.
This one's not.
No. Charlie said, someone recommended Many More Asian Market to me. It's newish.
In Pittsburgh?
And she said, let's go to the Asian market together. And said, oh, poor Gertie. Says, I feel the lack of Asian groceries in my life, too.
I thought about starting one, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to become the stereotype.
Right.
But it would be good. People would enjoy it, I think.
She said, yes, in Pittsburgh. This is just. It's a beautiful crystal strand.
We got requests for crystal the other day.
So there's a little bit of crystal. $6, one strand. This one is about 13 inches.
Did you go through all those bags last night?
Huh?
Are those bags we went through last night?
Those are all ones that could be used
Okay.
for things. This is about 4.5 to 5 millimeter crystal. These are faceted rondelles. BE18. Charlie says we would do a good market.
I know. And it wouldn't have that weird smell. I mean, but is it really an Asian grocery
Store without that
weird
smell, that seafood smell.
It's not straight seafood. It's like a, I don't know how, it's seafoody, it's something dried, something kind of a little bit stank.
Says, OMG, I know what smell you mean.
It's the smell of my youth.
Mary Jane asks S Crystal, no, not at that price.
No.
That'd be like 8 times the price if it were S word. No.
Chinovsky.
Chinovsky. It's really nice, but it's a Chinese crystal. This is a bag of this beautiful, there are 2 of them available, and I have a few pieces loose that I will throw in extra when they, if they sell. But to show you what it looks like, this beautiful glass, and you get various shapes and sizes. I think there's even some small rondelles like this, and you get, each bag is $6 only, 2 of them available. This is much lower than our normal bead blends, and there's a lot of beads packed in that bag. $6 a bag, 2 bags available, and you'll get these little extras that I'll throw in if you order that. Get a few extra. I couldn't fit them all in the bags, and there's not enough for a 3rd bag. So BE20, $6. Beautiful glass beads. Indian glass from India. Okay. BE21. This was an old bead blend we did at one point for India. And this is Indian glass as well. I'll show you a few of these. There are 8 of these available. They're $10 each. This is more expensive glass. Different shapes, different colors. Beautiful vintage Indian glass. Like, look at some of these colors. Aren't they pretty? Each bag is different. So for example, you're going to get that in there. We've sold 1 of these so far. There are still 7 of them available. Thank you so much. All different sizes.
Very colorful.
Very colorful. BE21. These are 2x3 inch bags. Charlie says it's like a weird herbal, or an herbal weird seafood mix.
Mm-hmm. A little bit funky.
Yeah, I know that smell. I definitely know that smell. All right, 22.
I doctored that.
Yeah, I was going to ask you on that one.
Because that's old African.
Old African large metal beads, large whole metal beads, $2 each. There are 20 of them here available. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
That's
6.
a steal even now.
I was wondering if you're going to change that even more. These are approximately 14 millimeters. The hole on these is about 7.5 millimeters.
We saw repos of that for them.
You're buying individual beads.
That is not $2 for the whole thing.
No. There are 20 beads on here.
If you have a full strand of this, that's over $150. Just so you know.
Well, I didn't price these enough then, by far. $2 each you get them for. So if you'd like African beads, $2 each, BE22.
And that's best friend price.
You got the best friend price tonight.
If it doesn't sell, I'll keep it.
Yeah, that was over in Andrew's little area. That was an Andrew's little area. I
No
pulled that from.
problem. Don't worry about it.
But that would make a great bracelet.
Why are you showing it again? I
'Cause-
said go ahead.
Like,
Mm,
look at that.
okay.
Look at
Look
that.
how good going back in the bag.
It can go back in the bag. No one's bought any anyway, so
Anyway, don't worry about it.
don't worry about it. Is this is obsidian or glass? I mean, it's kind of the same thing. I put it $10 a strand.
That's a steal, bro.
Is it?
Whatever.
Do we need to
is.
doctor it?
That's fine. This is glass.
Glass. These are really nice.
The way I know, I will show you how I know.
Isn't obsidian glass though? Like, how do you know the difference?
Because this is that it doesn't have dots, air bubbles like that.
Oh.
But they're still nice.
Yeah. Obsidian could have that, couldn't it? No?
Maybe. I've never seen it.
Okay.
It doesn't mean it couldn't happen.
Anyway, these are very nice strands of glass. And this is going to check later. The replay. Good night. Good night. Good night. 16-inch strand. You're going to miss that tanzanite, aren't you? Tanzanite's coming up tonight. This is BE23. These are 12 millimeter by 16 millimeter. Beautiful black glass, faceted ovals.
I think it is the synthetic. Like they do this smelting process of quartz, and I think you got that in that same batch of that. So I'm guessing that that's that.
And this is Opu. I might have to see the tanzanite.
Now I got 10 more to go.
Yeah, we're at 23. We're only going to 31 tonight.
Hurry past all this stuff.
Huh? Hurry past all this stuff. BE24. This is a whole little bag of dyed howlite.
They look fun.
They are fun. $5. I just did the whole bag for $5. And the nuggets, they're generally around 18 millimeters by 24, 23 and a half, somewhere in there.
Oh, I like these.
Dyed
These look like
howlite.
old beads, like Roman beads.
Yeah, I didn't know if I priced those good or not either. BE24. BE25. These are super cool. Glass beads, vintage glass beads. They look like little scrolls. Super cool vintage glass. $10 for the lot. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 beads in that lot. Vintage glass beads. BE25. $10. Whoop, you get 11 beads in that lot. Just kidding. BE26.
Venetian glass.
Venetian glass, $14.
But it really should be 14 a piece.
$14 for the pair.
You're getting a deal.
Just sold 25. Thank you so much. BE26. Venetian glass. Look at how pretty it is.
We'll put the gold inside of it.
$14 for the pair of these. 16.5 millimeters. BE26. Venetian glass. BE27. Doing some individual stones here. This is
Loose bead night.
loose beads.
And there's some of y'all like the loose bead.
Blue chalcedony.
ready for Mercury retrograde.
Right.
I'm sure it's around the corner sometime.
Just these are really fun shapes. $3 each, 11 of them available. So let me make sure that you can tell. $3 each, not for the whole thing. $3 each, 11 of them available. BE27. Really nice quality. Some of them have like even like drusies in. Like, look at that.
And the color is natural.
Yeah, the color is natural. And he's like, look at that one. The druzy in there. There's a druzy in that one. There's a druzy in that one. They're just really fun. Not dyed, natural color. They are drops, so they're drilled at the top on each one. BE27. $3 each. 11 of them available. Make a funky pair of earrings out of those.
Go back in
Oh,
time.
we skipped one.
These
BE19 is
are
a
cool.
strand of horn. It's graduated.
They're nice and lightweight.
Super lightweight. So that's how it's graduated. It goes from, let me see if I can even get my caliper on here. These are strung up. It goes from about 8 millimeters to the largest size of them is around 14 and a half. 8 to 14 and a half. BE19. Horn saucers, super light, nice matte black. BE19. We skipped over that one, so coming back to it. Back up to 28. BE28.
I don't know how to count.
I know, right? Got some coral, vintage coral,
Dyed one.
dyed coral, $12 for the strand. Beautiful color though they put on there. And I like it has these little stripies. You can see the coral stripes and
It reminds me of the old check glass. It's made to look like
right.
they made it to look like coral, and then this looks like the coral. I want deep in my heart, I want to go and I want to find a full strand of the coral beads.
These are about 5 millimeter, 5.5, somewhere in there. One strand available, BE28. $12.
I have it in yellow, but I want it in red.
Oh.
Candy got one and made me jealous.
These
But
are
she paid more than
beautiful.
I would though, so
Yeah.
there you go.
These are beautiful old glass. Look at that. I don't know where these are from, but they're pretty. They've got like netting in there. Like it's like that show we just watched where she puts the netting, her crochet work in the glass.
Make it market.
Make it market, yeah.
We got the BritBox trial.
So these are really cool. These are $8 for the strand. They're about 11.5 by 12.5 millimeters. And I think there are 13 on the strand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on that strand. And that one has just sold. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
If you like that one,
Wait.
but wait, you might love this one. BE30. This time in purple. So the first one was blue. These are purple. Anna says I was too slow. Not for these ones. So far, these are still available. This is the light, or call it lavender amethyst color.
Since
that
these
has
are
just
old
sold.
beads,
Thank you so much.
I'm just gonna let people know. Take some warm soapy water and then let them naturally dry.
Yeah, they've got bead release
on the inside.
On the inside.
So A lot of the vintage weeds, I would recommend doing that anyway.
Yeah, we do it to our personal stash.
But if we had to do that for all of them, then we would just do.
Yeah. All right, everyone. BE31. Andrew priced is good for you. This is less than the actual retail price was. Just so you know. That's why I wanted to ask him on it. This is a beautiful strand of tanzanite. Look at this color.
That's a good one.
Look at these stones. They are graduated. Let me show you this strand first. BE31. Let me show you. Look at the beautiful natural tanzanite color. Now, they are graduated from the ends, kind of like in a necklace shape. So smaller here, and they get larger and larger as you go up. This is a, that is over a 16-inch strand. That's almost a 17-inch strand.
This is should be $120 strand minimum.
Yeah, this is a really good strand. If we weren't trying to make gas money, we would not even be selling this strand. They're about 3 millimeters to 5.5 millimeters.
I'm like, man, do I have time to make a series of paintings tonight?
BE31 tanzanite. We don't get much tanzanite in. And this is a vintage strand. Beautiful color. BE31. $50. That's like a third of the price. So there you go. That's it. One strand available at that price. It's not going to be at that price tomorrow, just so you know. That price is tonight for you all only. That's an extra 31. That's the extra lot tonight. That price is for you all only watching live. Get it if you want it now. Otherwise, that price goes away and that gets reabsorbed into our stash.
Do you want to try to go add a little extra? Go keep going.
We only have 3 people watching, so no.
Oh, no. All right.
So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. Let me flip the camera around. We'll say quick goodbye since you didn't get to.
The tutorial talk, man, took up too much.
Yeah.
People then got tired of it. It was so really deep. I came here for the gemstones.
Came here for the gemstones, watching the tutorial.
Go show
Hey, everybody. That was the light getting caught up in all the cords.
I know there's so many.
There are so many. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you had fun tonight hanging out with Andrew, doing his tutorial and talk time, and us doing the live show. Thank you for all of you who bought something. It will help us with our gas money down to North Carolina. We hope you have a wonderful night, and we will see you back here maybe tomorrow. We'll see. We're supposed to get 8 inches of snow, and it's supposed to be very cold. So we'll see what it's like getting back and forth to the cottage and picking up stock and all that. So it's supposed to get wild.
Tutorial now.
Right. So we'll see you maybe tomorrow.
Do you like his haircut? Nobody's commented on
There only got 5 people watching. You can barely see me because I'm like not even in the thing. I did get a haircut though today. So there we go.
It looks good.
Thanks.
I'll tell you it looks good.
Thank you.
They washed it though.
They did. I have to.
It's very foofy right now.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You didn't get any product in it.
There's gel in it, but it's the gel they use is very sticky.
But it's also light.
It's matte and sticky. Yeah.
It's
anyway.
Like, was it liquid hairspray or like gel hairspray?
No, it's gel. It's a gel.
I know, but like hairspray gets a different texture than the gel.
No, it's gel.
Remember when they would put the gel so hard your head looked plastic?
Sometimes that happens when I come out and I have to go and break it up. Yeah. Right now I can't put my hand through it very well because at certain points it's very stuck.
You get tangled.
Hey, Susie says, I love your haircut. Mary Jane says, looking fabulous. Love the haircut. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
I cut my hair too.
You did. All off. All right, everyone. Thank you so
Nobody
much.
commented on my haircut.
Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Good to see you all here. Thank you for hanging out, and we'll see you back here hopefully tomorrow with something. Who knows what? We'll see what the snow brings. Bye, everybody.
See ya.